to Sport Champs.
What is up, you guys? And welcome back to Sport Champs, Street Champs exclusive sports podcast. My name is Rick G, and to my right is my man Dave. To my left is my man Winston.
Yo.
And right in front of me is my homeboy Deryk. Homeboy, the homie. What up, y'all? Welcome back to Sport Champs. Got it on vibrate?
Vibes, dog.
Got it on vibrate, like Ellen DeGeneres. All right. Sorry, we're starting hot. What's up, guys? Who wants to start their week? Let's start with Deryk, honestly. How was your week, dude? You got a Denver Broncos Super Bowl shirt on.
You know, I'm living in the past, man. I'm Broncos best team ever. Wait till 2024. That's our year, baby. That's our year. All right?
Let's go. I like it. The vibes are fire already.
A lot of confidence.
No.
Yep. I asked you how your week was, but that's all right, dude. We got Deryk exited. Winston, how was your week?
That's good. Watched NBA Finals. We'll get into that a little bit. But, yeah, not as much basketball as I would have liked, but it's been good.
Can I just say the hair is looking... You
Thanks,
styled
man.
it very nice today, dude.
I didn't.
The big swoop, dude.
I didn't even take a shower.
When did you... Shut up.
Yeah.
You didn't wake up like that.
I did.
Oh.
This motherfucker goes to Turkey once. You went to Turkey one time.
Yeah.
And now you're waking up like that? You literally woke up like a model, dude. What the fuck is going on? Dude, the hair is looking nice, dude.
Thanks.
I had to say.
I mean, I combed it with my fingers, but...
What? You're like Justin Bieber. For people that can't see Winston, because Winston's never on camera, we got a nice, beautiful front swoop right to the... That's to the right side. And then it swoops back. Very nice. Man,
Thanks, bro.
wish we could show it. I wish we could show it.
Appreciate
One
it.
day. One day, maybe.
Yeah, one day.
But good week for Winston. How about you, Dave?
It was chill. Just kind of dealing with a sick kitty, but he's recovering, so life's good.
Yeah, you gave us the whole rundown,
Yeah,
too, earlier.
Total scare. Homie sounded like he was snoring.
A lot of hours were put into the sick cat. A lot of waiting hours.
A lot of waiting hours. We've been giving him medicine every, 12 hours, so... When I left here last night from the pod, went home, gave medicine before I came here.
That's why Dave didn't want to go out at all.
But the way you
Dave's
have to,
like,
it's
I got a
liquid.
sick cat, bro.
It's liquid though, so you have to put it in a syringe and shoot it into his mouth, and he hates it. He fucking hates it. But he's actually getting used to it. The first few times it was bloody murder, and then now he'll hold still. But it's kind of funny because all of it's pink colored or whatever, and this cat is white as can be. So homie looks like he's just been pouring up for the last 72 hours.
Yeah,
He just got a little pink fray going.
Did you see J Cat?
No, but no, he's doing better.
Future Cat? We should call him Future.
His name is Hades.
Shout out Hades, being all sick and shit.
Yeah,
Costing money.
making the recovery. So yeah, veterinarians, that's kind of a throw money at the wall endeavor if you don't have cat insurance or pet insurance.
Dude, I don't have pet insurance at all.
It's not that bad from what I've read. You might be able to get away with it for $15 or $20 a month. And if you ask me, that's totally worth it. Because if you go to the vet, one vet trip, if they have to do I've had x-rays before and I don't have medical insurance, and that runs me $200 every time I get x-rays. They quoted us $5 for the cat. Because it would have to be put under an anesthesia so it would hold still for the x-ray.
Hell yeah.
And I'm just you can't just hold the son of a bitch and do it. He'll hold still. But yeah, I'm not mad at vets because they're miracle workers. I'm just mad at how goddamn expensive any type of medical help is. So
It's expensive, bro.
How was your week, Ricky?
It was good, dude. Very productive week. Crazy week.
music.
How about nuggets? Woo, nuggets and fo like Wendy's, dude. Come on.
Hopefully.
Get out of here.
I
Get out of here.
selfishly want
The
the nuggets.
Heat wasn't even close to... All right, we'll get into it later.
So,
Sorry.
selfishly, I want the Nuggets to win in 5 because I want them to win at home.
Oh, at home. That would be beautiful.
That'd be sick.
That would be beautiful at home win. Ooh.
Could you
that'd be
imagine those
crazy.
fans as they breach Ball Arena after securing the first ship in in Nuggets history?
My thing is, I don't want to miss it. So, Game 5, I might miss that because I want to go to the parade. We're going to the parade. We are going, and we're vlogging it, and we're making a thing out. I'll take off work. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm going for sure.
We're going. But I think it would be better if we win in 4 because everybody will be at that parade. You know what I mean? It's going to be even bigger than it would if we won at home because everybody's going to do the thing at home, party up at home. And they'll be like, oh, I did the thing at home. I don't need to go to the parade.
True.
if we win in 4, everyone's gonna be like, we won in 4. Everyone's gonna be bringing brooms out, and it's gonna be one big party as opposed to 2 big parties.
And a sweep is like way bigger of a deal.
Bro, we're taking brooms, dude. I will carry a broom around like I'm fucking Harry Potter. Okay.
Yeah. That'd be sick.
Sweep in 4. We do it in 4. Never been to a finals.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we're in my opinion, I think we're facing the easiest team in the finals.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
We'll get into this
Yeah,
later.
we'll
We'll get
get
into
into
this
it,
later.
yeah.
That's just my opinion because I think, the way we did that first game is all right. Another story, but good week, productive week. Wanted to announce August 19th opening up for Montana of 300 out here in Pueblo, Colorado. Classic Q's. If you guys like Montana of 300, it's going to be a lit ass show. Hit up In the Cut Productions for tickets. Link below. Other than that, I actually got booked this morning for the state fair. You're home from the state fair, dude. Yep, we got the milestone in
Before Lil Jon?
So, dude, I don't know if it's before. No, it's not going to be involved in his show, but it's at the little outdoor fucking
Nice, dude.
stage by the rodeo and
Hell
shit.
yeah, that's dope.
So it's going to be. They have one thing that's like the Pueblo Has Talent finalists thing. So I'll do 2 songs for that. But then they're giving me a separate set for like I guess a 30-minute set. Is
Damn.
what I'm being told.
So you're going to be
Bro,
performing for
A
like
different
40
day,
minutes?
so it's like it's gonna be
okay.
crazy.
You need to have some merch for that.
Yes,
Merch.
I need to
Must
get
have.
merch. I'm gonna probably like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to borrow money somehow and fucking do this shit because merch is so expensive to like get the upfront shit. But I gotta get it. I gotta at least hat something, dude. It's
Hell yeah.
gonna be sick,
That's
man.
dope.
I can't wait.
Just performing at the state fair is really cool.
It's like a milestone for being a Puebloan.
yeah,
like
for sure.
that's something to
Resume.
My dad was proud as fuck. Like
Yeah.
I'm about to lock in this Chris Webby show. I'm be performing in front of 1,000 people with Chris Webby, Dizzy Wright, all these fucking crazy in July. Got to sell 100 tickets to do it, but the state fair is more important. Not more important, but like a bigger thing for him because it's the state fair.
Yeah.
and it's my dad's 65. Like
Yeah.
you don't give a fuck about
Chris
the
Webby's
Webby
way
show.
cooler
But
for you.
honestly, I don't know when he shows up to that Chris Webby show and he's seeing me perform in front of like 1,000 people plus. He's gonna be like, "Oh my god!" Like it'd be crazy. So hopefully I locked in. That's another announcement that I'm just gonna give on Sport Champs because I didn't want to announce it on Street Champs because I don't know if it's a for sure thing. I'll say it here because we have less viewers. And it's like more intimate, like people that actually like watch the sports show and know more about my music. Kind of, it's like more people that I know. But might lock in a Chris Webby show, dude. With Chris Webby, Dizzy Wright, Doobie, Caskey, Stevie Stone, fucking
Gee,
Annoyed.
Caskey's on Slamerican. He's on Yellow Wolf's label.
Yeah, Yellow Wolf's label.
That's fire.
And-
And Yellow Wolf's label is a subsidiary of, or it might have once been a subsidiary of Eminem's label because he used to be signed to Shady
So
Records.
fire. It's an outdoor event. It's Webby and friends.
Oh, that'll
Outdoor
be
event.
fun.
1,000 plus people. Last year there was like 1,200
Jesus Christ.
outside at Sunshine Studios.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I really want this shit, but I got to sell 100 tickets. I have to sell 100 tickets. They're 35 each, and I think I can do it because I'm going to be getting my own link. I'll literally, like, because I've been working out a lot after work. Like, I've been literally hitting the gym 2 hours minimum, fucking a lot. Like, throughout the week, me and Holly worked out 5 times this week.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. We've been getting in there. It's been feeling great. I'm going to stop all that to literally just stand outside the mall and try and sell tickets.
True.
Like, I need to sell the 100 tickets.
One thing
So
we could
big week for me, but
one thing we could do.
even bigger weeks coming.
I can't speak for homie, but like my barber, his barbershop is in the mall. It's his barbershop. And
Hell
I've been
yeah.
trying to get him on the pod. We just gotta like arrange like a date because like first of all, he's got a great story. He's like Pueblo made. He's like state champ football player playing.
You should have
in
got him
Pueblo
on
West.
this week.
We'll try to get
We
him
gotta
on
get him
soon.
on.
He's a busy man. But no, I guarantee, or I can almost guarantee that if I talk to him, he would probably be down to like throw up like a flyer in his place or something.
That'd be sick, dude. Yeah, that's another thing I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be putting flyers with my QR code link, and I'm going to be putting them all over town. All over town. Literally.
Good.
Because I'm going to be the only Puebloan selling these Chris Webby tickets.
Yeah.
I'm the only local, aside from Vet Life, who's another local who I think is Denver local.
Mhm.
So, or Springs, one of the two. But
Nice.
I can't wait. I hope I lock that in. We're literally just waiting on them to get approval for another opener.
On a tangent, when the Nuggets secure this ship, you got to have like a Sweet 16 ready for that occasion.
Oh, I do need to write. Yeah, I need to write. Fuck. See, so my plan was for next week because guys, I've been hitting the studio every Friday. Literally made 3 dubstep songs, one funk song last night. Got to show these guys; they're coming out really good. But other than that, we were gonna make a sound kit next week because I'm gonna be starting selling my own sounds, so you guys can make beats out of them.
I was gonna say, is a sound kit just like a bunch of like vocal
Sell it to
samples of
producers.
yourself?
You could do a vocal sample kit. It just depends what kit you're actually really trying to
Okay.
do. What me and Blitz are going to do is make an EDM beat kit. So
Mm.
anybody that likes to make EDM or house or dubstep type beats, we're going to make a sound kit for you guys to buy.
Nice.
So that'll roll out at some later time, a few months from now. But yeah, I think I'm going to make an NBA song instead instead of working on the sound kit because. That's what was the plan was next week's sound kit, but we should
Yeah, definitely a Nuggets song.
definitely a Nugget song.
If you made a Joker song,
What should I call it though? Like what
If you had-
we need some. I guess just make a Nugget song. Just
Yeah,
if you had
keep it vague. Huh?
depends on the bars.
but
Depends on it. Huh?
hear me out. This is
I gotta drop the players' names in the bars.
if you had a Nugget song, you have to find a sample of like one of the cartoon Jokers laughing.
Yeah, see that's good. That's good. Sample the Joker. Good. That's good.
But
What's Murray's nickname?
Jamal
Uh,
Murray,
I don't
It
think
was
he
the
has
Blue
one.
Arrow, but
Who gives a shit about?
because he
that?
used to do
It's
this.
not like the Joker.
yeah, he
It's not like
doesn't
the
do
Joker.
that.
Ever since the bubble,
anymore.
it was Bubble Murray,
True.
and then now it's just Playoff Murray.
Facts.
Yeah,
But other than that, guys, new EDM song is out now. Acting Up, that dropped back in May. So check that out on all platforms. Link below. Other than that, June 23rd, new music video dropping everywhere. Hit 'em. That one's sick. Got Lambos, a bunch of shit. So check out the preview for that. Hit the link below. Boom. That's it.
hell yeah.
A lot of shit, dude.
Should we
I'm fucking busy as shit.
should we dive directly into NBA, or
sure.
should
I
we-
would like to do that because
Alright,
I got
cool.
this nice, beautiful Nuggets hat on,
Yeah.
and I said Nuggets in fo, like Wendy's.
Yeah. Let's get into the Eastern Conference Finals because we haven't talked about that.
Okay.
So the Heat beat the Celtics in Game 7.
Mhm.
I'm not sure what game it was when we left off, but Celtics almost came back from first team ever to come back from down 3-0.
Yep.
Forced a Game 7 on a last-second shot in Game 6 from Deryk White. That was a crazy-ass game.
UCCS stand up.
Yeah, crazy game. And then Jason Tatum, first play of the game, rolls his ankle in Game 7. And then after that, he just took it. And pretty embarrassing for the Celtics, honestly, losing by 20 at home.
Mm-hmm.
Game 7, pretty bad. Jaylen Brown had like 8 turnovers, more than the entire Miami Heat team.
Oh, man.
So he played like
8?
dog shit. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So he played really bad. And then
Who on the Heat went in? It was one of their.
Caleb Martin went
yeah,
in.
he had like what was it, like 28 points or some shit?
I don't know if he had that many, but he was averaging in the series like 20 points. Caleb Martin debatably should have won Eastern Conference Finals MVP. when Jimmy Butler won it, his face was just like, I didn't really deserve this. You could tell by the look on his face. And Caleb Martin's an undrafted player from Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
He's like he's been in the league like 3 years
Homeboy's getting money next year.
for sure. And he deserves it, bro. He was guarding the best player on defense. And then he was scoring most of the points on offense. Like he carried the squad for sure. So he's a great
He didn't
player.
do shit against the Denver.
Did
last
not do
week.
shit against the Nuggets.
Literally had a bet for him to score 10 points.
Yeah.
10 points. Parlayed up, needed the leg, 10 points.
I had him the under because I didn't think he was going to be able to.
I was going to
Bro.
do the unders, but I did alternate points instead.
I was gonna send you a parlay that I was gonna potentially bet. It was like plus 330, so which was pretty good, but it was all gimmies. It was like Jokic over 22 points, Murray over 22 points, Jimmy Butler over like 20 points,
I had that one too.
Nuggets
Dropped 13.
Nuggets winning. Like it was like all assumed gimmies. I didn't place it because I'm a weird
Yeah.
betting man.
I mean, Jimmy didn't. He had like
He
13
didn't. He had
points.
13
so
points,
he wouldn't
bro.
have- But you would expect him to.
Mm-hmm.
So game 1, Nuggets Heat. Okay, first quarter, Nuggets go in. Aaron Gordon, looks
Who
like
is this man?
looks like he's
Who
an
is this
MVP
guy?
caliber player.
He did the
Drops
short.
not how many points in?
I think
before?
he had 8 or-
9 points.
8 or
in
10 in the first quarter.
Yeah, bro. That's
Nikola
pretty-
Jokic had like 8 assists or 9 assists in the first quarter.
which was insane.
And I had
He had-
I had a leg on him
Jokic-
getting 12 assists.
Jokic-
Didn't make it 10, but almost.
Jokic had, I think, what was it, like 14 dimes by the end of the game, which, if I'm not mistaken, that number might be wrong, but he set the NBA record for most assists in their finals debut.
Really?
And he had a triple-double.
Yeah, first triple-double since Jason
LeBron?
Kidd.
Oh, Jason Kidd. Damn.
In like
In the
2002.
For the Nets, huh?
In the debut, in his debut.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the Nets. Yeah.
Shout out Jason Kidd. That's an all-time point guard right there.
Oh yeah. No, I mean,
Jokic is that man.
Jokic is killing it. So first quarter, Nuggets were up by I believe like 10 points or so. Second quarter, pretty much the same thing.
We were up 17 at half.
Different people. MPJ played out of his mind for the first half. Like him and Aaron Gordon like carried the first half.
Going out.
Murray and Jokic did their thing. You know what I mean? They're gonna do what they're gonna do.
And that's the thing, too. They're getting guarded extra hard.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
both of those guys are getting guarded extra hard, opening it up for the other two.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
That's the sacrifices on like you kind of want to make because like if you're coaching against the Nuggets in your mind, you're like, we don't want to just let them shoot, but we're gonna put all our emphasis on like Bam Adebayo. You need to be on Jokic like white on rice, whether you're good at it or not. That's your job, and then everybody else needs to just smother Jamal Murray because that's the assumed two that are gonna drop 60 a night every night.
Yeah.
And so if you can disrupt that from a coaching perspective, you might mess up their rhythm. But the irony in that is like, nah, we have Aaron Gordon. We have Michael Porter Jr. Like,
good luck.
So what they did is in the first quarter, since Adebayo had to guard Jokic, they put Jokic on the 3-point line, and that took Bam Adebayo out of the paint, and that's why Aaron Gordon was able to score so many
Absolutely.
points is because there was no rim protector.
Jokic didn't shoot a shot for like 7 minutes.
Exactly.
He didn't have to.
He had 4 points in the first quarter, but he had like 8 or 9 assists, and he ended up with 14. Like I think that's what you said earlier.
Yeah, 14
for the game.
Dimes was
Jokic is such a beast, too.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's definitely the best passing big man of all time.
not even questionable.
One of the best passers of all time.
Not even questionable.
So he's just great. Second quarter, I think Nuggets are up 10 or 12 at halftime. Still playing great. Third quarter, pretty much some of the same. Murray and Jokic start to pick it up a little bit as far as scoring. They were playing fine before that, but they start to score a little bit more. Fourth quarter, he go on an 11-0 run.
Yeah.
And at this point, Nuggets are only up 8 points. I'm a little scared at this point. Now, they just went on an 11-0 run, so you don't really think anything's going to happen, but I was a little scared. Momentum was definitely in Miami Heat's favor.
Yeah.
But, Nuggets rode that wave, and they dealt with it.
I mean, the Nuggets kind of learned, I don't know if it was like necessarily a sense of complacency or a really unique rotation moment, but like when they played the Lakers and they were up 21, and then at one moment the Lakers tied it. I remember we were in Discord watching that game, and it was just like, oh my God, like it would be so embarrassing to lose a 21-point lead and the game.
Yeah.
Lakers obviously couldn't keep it together. No one could like step up when it mattered. Like AD played like shit.
LeBron's too old, bro. If it was a younger LeBron,
Allegedly,
probably.
I'm gonna keep using the word allegedly. He had like a tendon tear in like his foot or something.
I'd say that.
I
And he's gonna
believe it.
and he's
I
going to
believe
get
it, too.
this is going to be his
believe it.
first surgery of his career, his first major surgery of his 20-season career. That's insane.
You
But
should hang it up, bro.
no, he should not.
No, you don't think so? You think he got a few years left?
Yeah, he's still a top 15 player for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
If
I agree.
LeBron-
you're right.
LeBron could like this may sound lame.
I did-
LeBron won't do this.
I say that because I just think after surgery, like,
He'll be
bro,
all right.
you think so? Is it like a bad one or?
It's just tendon in his foot. He may not even get surgery.
Oh,
So it's just a decision. You can either rehab it or get it surgically repaired. And so he's had other injuries. He just never had surgery.
going under a knife just is not the move.
Yeah, it just depends. Like ACL, you pretty much have to get surgery.
Yeah. But I mean, that being said, you could see it when they were playing. Like, he had moments where like it wouldn't like you couldn't necessarily attribute it to his foot, but you could watch like his energy. LeBron had moments when he would turn it on. Like he got some key blocks even against the Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like he still has it. It was just more so he had to be extremely selective with his energy, especially when he's playing fucking. He sat out 4 seconds of Game 4.
Yeah.
4 seconds before halftime, he went out. He was like, all right, I'm going to go out. And then he played every minute.
Yeah.
So, that being said, like, I don't want him to ring it up. Like, it's, like, we say now, like, okay, like, LeBron's showing age, this and that, but, like, the second that he puts him up, the media and everybody else is going to, who's been, like, talking shit and, like, making fun of him now are going to be on his dick like never before. Like,
Yeah.
LeBron is the greatest athlete in NBA history, and I don't think anything will ever change that. Will he eclipse Jordan as the best baller? Probably not, but his resume is arguably better.
Yeah.
Like, he has all these finals appearances. To be fair, LeBron has done what Magic has done. Magic went to, like, 9 finals and won 5 of them. That, like, LeBron has basically done that. So,
Yeah.
LeBron hasn't quite resume eclipsed everybody, but points leader. He's going to be like all time in rebounds and assists, like top 5, like all these things. He's the leader in points in the postseason. Like,
And
he's just built different.
I saw some stats. It was like Kobe didn't make it out of the second round after he was 32, like of the playoffs.
Yep.
And like LeBron's he won a championship after he was 32. I think he won it at 35 with the Lakers.
Yeah. And that's what Curry just did last year with the Warriors. Same shit.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But
And Magic didn't last that long. By the time Magic was like 31, and obviously once he got diagnosed with his like HIV or AIDS or whatever, he was never the same. Like LeBron never like took his foot off the gas pedal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But let's get back to the Nuggets Heat.
Sorry.
Game 1, 104-93. He got that ass.
That score doesn't even reflect how like one-sided that game really was up until the fourth quarter.
Yeah, seriously.
And what I noticed is what they changed is they went into a 1-3-1 zone. The Miami Heat did, and so that messed up the Nuggets a little bit. I went back and rewatched it, and although they went on that 11-0 run, Nuggets just missed some open shots, and the Heat hit their threes. The Heat, although they did shoot well from 3-point range,
They didn't get past double-digit lead, did they?
It got as low as like 9.
Yeah, it was
9?
like I think it was 8 or 9.
At one point in the fourth.
That ain't shit, though. Like,
I mean,
when they were up 19 for like the entire third quarter.
Yeah, bro. Like
when the team goes on 11-0 run, I'm like, whoa, what's going on here?
that's true.
But the Heat shot 33% from the 3, which is not very good. But Max Strus, their starting small forward, went 0 of 9 from 3-point range.
Had a parlay leg for him to get 5 points.
Yep, so did I. I'm like, he's at least going to hit 2.
At least 2 point, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Nope, didn't hit.
Oh, for 9.
What do we got to do? I mean, I was dying, dude. I was like, are you serious?
I was really surprised, too. I didn't want him to make them because, obviously, I want to root for the Nuggets. But, like, at the same time, it's like, damn, bro.
Well, I made a big favorites parlay, and I was like, how did these not hit? Like, oh, it was crazy.
And then Duncan Robinson, their other 3-point specialist, went 1 of 5. So they're going to shoot better. They're going to shoot better than that. Now, Kyle Lowry shooting 3 of 6 from 3-point range. That's not going to happen again. Kyle Lowry's not a 3-point shooter. He got pretty lucky with those. So, I mean, Max Strus he's going to get some more 3-pointers. Duncan Robinson probably going to get some more 3-pointers. But I think Nuggets are they're going to sit in pretty. Nuggets are going to win game 2. I'd guarantee it. So, I don't know how much they're going to win by. The spread is, I think, 9 points. I don't know if they're going to win by 9 points or not, but I would say I don't know. That's a tough one. I'd say they'll at least win by 5 at least. If you could do the alternate spread for betting odds. But Bam Adebayo shot 20. He had 26 points. He shot 25 times.
Damn.
He shot a lot, but he shot more than 50%. So he played pretty good. Jimmy Butler, only 13 points.
He wasn't Himmy that night.
He was not.
Himmy buckets. He just applied for that intellectual
Trademark.
property.
That's fire.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah, he was not hitting. MPJ, although he played really well in the first half, 2 of 11 from 3-point range. So, like, that's not good. But he was open. We need him to shoot those. And I'm not mad that he shot those.
How did Bruce Brown do?
He scored 10 points. He played really well. 2 of 3 from 3-point range and 4 of 7 from the field.
So I saw this thing on Twitter, and I don't know if it's true, but it made me laugh. So, like, everyone remembers years past when Lana Rhoades got impregnated by a player, and everyone was like, this is Blake Griffin. Look at the baby. I read it was actually Bruce Brown.
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying.
All these years.
No, so Lana Rhoades very recently, just went on Instagram and like fucking
Spilled the beans.
spilled the beans on Blake Griffin. Yeah,
It is Blake.
It's Blake.
Oh well, so Lana Rhoades was.
She was literally like,
she's
like, come take care of your kid. Like
she
on
was,
Instagram.
She was trolling though because she took she posted on her story. Lana Rhoades did a bunch of photos of Bruce Brown going for like yams and like getting like 3-point shots. Like she was definitely trolling everybody.
Yeah.
This chick is wild. Why is she doing this?
She was on Instagram and she like zoomed in on Bruce Brown's butt and
like
had like a pinch emoji.
Yeah.
Like she was pinching his butt. Yeah.
She knew what she was doing.
Yeah. She was commenting on his Instagram live and shit.
Yeah, she went.
I mean,
I'm glad you saw that too.
Oh,
Ben.
I definitely saw it. And I was like, dude, that's honestly pretty sick for Bruce Brown.
Yeah,
like
Lana
if
Rhoades,
it was his
dog.
kid, if it was his kid, like that'd be sick.
He just got
That
all.
would be pretty sick, dude. No, Blake Griffin. I don't know.
I just had to
don't
bring
know
that
what
up because
happened, but
it just made me
I
laugh.
seen that recently because it was like I seen it on No Jumper, like on my Instagram. It showed up.
Didn't
Lana
Blake
Rhoades
Griffin
calling out Blake Griffin like that, man?
Didn't he get eliminated? Wasn't he a part of the Celtics?
He was on the Celtics, yes.
When I saw him on the bench, I was just like, Blake Griffin's still in the league?
Yeah.
Last time I saw him, he was in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
That's the last thing I remember.
Yeah, I think last year he was with Brooklyn. Yeah, he didn't play at all. So game 2 we have on Sunday.
Winston, you going?
I am not going. No, the finals tickets are like $500 minimum.
Oh,
Yeah, that's like the cheapest ticket is like
500?
$500. Yeah, I'd love to go, but
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Game
500. What the
Wow.
fuck, bro?
Yeah.
It'd have been even more expensive as the Celtics because Celtics fans go
And you're
crazy.
at 500s. You're up back there.
Oh yeah,
You're
not
nowhere
even
close.
Not even half court line.
You can't even see shit.
No, you're looking at the big screen in the arena.
Yeah, I'm not. That would suck ass.
Yeah, I would go just for the experience, but it would have to be a closeout game because I'd want to be able to celebrate
I think
a
it'd be
championship
sick if
in
like
that arena.
you went to the arena thing, like you know how they have like the screens outside playing it, and there's
That'd be
people
cool.
outside. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Getting all drunk outside the arena
yeah,
for free.
yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. We might do that with Josh. They have the McGregor
If there's
Square.
a If there's a game 5,
That's the one we were wanting to commit to.
Yeah,
That
this is
would-
a closeout game. Either it's game 4 or game 5.
I think personally, as lame as it sounds, I think it would just like I know you were talking about the difference of like the parade versus the celebration in Denver, but I think being in McGregor Square as like
as the win.
all of those fans just breach the stadium.
Yes.
That's gonna be
Ah,
that's gonna
that's
be
a
a vibe. That
party.
you, now, to be fair, they're gonna have games 3 and 4 watch parties where people are gonna pay their own money to sit in Ball Arena and look at the damn jumbotron.
For sure. Yeah.
They do that every playoffs. So
Well,
good-
if there's a game 5, I'm calling off Tuesday.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude, I mean, Monday, June 12th is game 5, 6:30 p.m. We're going, dude.
you don't have to
And
call off.
partying.
We'll just have to leave early
What?
if we work till like 4 that day and go straight
for
to
the
Denver.
next day.
Oh, no, I'm saying the next day.
Oh.
It's going to be lit.
Oh, you right. You right.
Yeah, it's going to be litty. We're going to be getting drunk, bro.
Game 4 is on a Friday though.
Is that in Denver?
No.
No.
Okay.
Games
It's
3
in
and 4
Miami.
are going to be in Miami.
Yeah, but
Random
that'd be lit.
stat.
Even it would
Yo.
be lit to. Do you think it'd be okay? That's what you were talking about. Even game 4 in McGregor Square would be
Yeah.
lit. That would be lit.
Because everyone would be at home
I didn't think about
instead
that.
of at the
I didn't
game.
think about that. Yeah.
So I've been talking about useless, superstitious facts that like don't matter. Like I was saying that the 7th seed in the West has never represented the West in the NBA Finals. Of the 3 Miami championships, they lost all game 1s.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Dwayne Wade and company lost every game 1.
Did you guys see Pat Riley's been in like 25% of the NBA Finals, either as a head coach, or as a like GM?
He's a
Who
top.
is this? What a
Pat,
beast!
Pat Riley
Crazy.
is I would say one of the most respected coach GMs ever.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Damn.
He comes to mind,
25%?
too,
That's
like-
a lot.
Yeah, Pat Riley. He would coach the Showtime Lakers back in Magic Johnson and Kareem and all those guys.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And Michael Thompson,
What a beast.
Klay Thompson's dad.
Yeah, yeah. And Eric Spoelstra is one of the best coaches in the game. I'd say
Unquestionably.
him and Steve Kerr are the best. Who's better? It's hard to say. I'd say Eric Spoelstra has
He's
a
done
slight
more with
edge,
less.
more with less, and so whatever you value. Steve Kerr has 4 rings. I think Eric Spoelstra has 2.
Steve Kerr has 8 in his
Let me hit
career.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as a player. Yeah,
Thanks.
Player coach combo.
yeah,
And it's funny, Steve Kerr was a part of the 72-10 Lakers and coached the 73-9 Warriors. So Steve Kerr's been a part of the 2 greatest teams ever assembled, arguably. And
Yeah.
on top of that, when Steve Kerr showed up to the Warriors, since what he's done so far, this might sound funny because there's a tie, but the Warriors are the 2nd winningest franchise in NBA history in terms of championships. They have their
second.
because the first is tied. It's LA and Boston. And then it goes Warriors and then Chicago.
Bulls have more than Warriors. Warriors have 6.
It's a tie.
Oh, they have 4 with this dynasty.
And they won in Philly when they were the Philadelphia Warriors.
Oh, when was that?
Like a long fucking time
Is
ago.
that the ABA or the NBA?
They're still the NBA. The ABA was only like the only ABA teams that went over is like the Nuggets, the Suns, the Spurs, and I think one other.
Oh, okay.
So like none of those were ABA titles.
Okay.
But yeah, the Warriors are technically the 2nd winningest championship team ever. Pretty cool because the tie with LA and Boston.
Yeah, I mean, technically
that-
you guys would be 3rd.
3rd, but there's a tie for 1st, so it goes 1st, second, second,
Third.
third. It's a tie.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, I think Nuggets in 4. If not Nuggets in 4, Nuggets in 5.
For sure.
I
don't
think,
have any weaknesses.
Yeah.
Like
And
missing shots is not a weakness. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Missing a couple of jumpers and then the other team making their jumpers, you're not exposing anybody in those moments. Like,
Yeah.
again, you can throw the kitchen sink at Jokic like the Warriors did last year when it was just Jokic. The man still averaged like 30, 12, and 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't stop him. You can't stop Murray. Like, you can just pray for a shit shooting night from the Nuggets. And even then, their paint presence is pretty outstanding, and they don't turn the ball over. So good luck.
yeah.
And Rocky, the mascot.
Highest paid mascot in NBA for good
Come on.
reason.
Yep.
Come on,
Yep.
gotta give it to Rocky, dude.
Him doing his like half court shot backwards and shit.
Yeah. One thing to look out for, though, is Caleb Martin, which went off last series. Max Strus and Duncan Robinson combined for 2 of 20
Yeah.
shooting-wise. So that's not going to happen again.
Logically.
But I think Harrison Highsmith, I don't know his first name, Haywood Highsmith, he had 18 points.
Mhm.
And he's like a pure bench player. He comes off the bench whenever they need him. That's not going to happen again. He's not going to drop 18 again. So, you kind of take that plus and you subtract the role players stepping up a little bit. So I think Nuggets will be fine. MPJ is going to shoot better than he did. So we'll see. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Nuggets. We should definitely get this. I really, really hope we do. It'll be great. And we have
Bro,
the starters for the next 2
I
years.
swear to God, I don't give a fuck how wavy and beautiful your hair is. You're wearing your goddamn Nuggets hat if we win.
Yeah. All right.
For at least the little party part.
Okay. I'm definitely wearing a jersey.
But then after that, jersey is flowing. Locks come out, dude.
All right.
You gotta at least wear the Nuggets hat for a minimum of at least 5 minutes, though.
Okay, for
If
sure.
we win.
I'll wear my playoff Nugget shirt from last year.
So we
even though
can
it's
no.
too
We'll
big.
have to take.
Yeah.
Ooh, even I'm adding to the bet more. We got to take a picture in the Nuggets hat.
Oh, for
Our
sure.
Nuggets hats.
For sure.
Yeah,
We'll be taking pictures. a
mad
lot.
pictures, dude.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna be drunk in Denver, wildin'.
That's going to be sick.
It's gonna
I'm
be so fun.
super, super excited.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Chauncey in the chat says Gordon's going to be an X factor. And then Josh said, I think he was talking about Gordon. He said 12 points in the first quarter. And then Jokic had 10
12 in
assists
the
in the first
quarter
half.
is crazy.
Wild. They were just punishing.
And I'm pretty sure not even the first quarter, like the first, like Aaron had like unanswered 9 points, like fucking quick
Yeah.
in that first quarter.
for sure.
And he was like 7 for 8 for like the first half or something
Crazy,
like
Yeah.
that.
man.
They were just taking Bam Adebayo out of the paint.
What a
and
good pickup,
no
huh?
one could-
Aaron
no one could
Gordon,
get
what
him.
a good pickup.
Oh, yeah.
we said that years
Fucking
ago.
A. Yeah, we
for
did
sure.
say when they did the trade thing.
Years
Wasn't it
ago.
a trade, right?
Yeah,
Or was
we
it-
traded Gary Harris and
Yeah, Gary. That's who we
I
got.
forgot
Yeah.
this other young player, which was pretty good. He was a point guard. I forgot his name, but Josh will probably put it in the chat. But yeah, really excited.
We really made out on
Was
that
it Bones
trade.
Highland?
No, we traded him in the middle of the season this year
Mhm.
for like a draft pick, but we didn't even need him. We can't even play all the guys that deserve playing time. I mean, Christian Braun didn't even play that much. I think he only played 8 minutes, and he's our third player off the bench that we would play. Like we're stacked.
Stacked up team, dude. We're not losing, bro. There's no way. There is no way.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not. Eric Spoelstra's a great coach.
They would have to. Everyone. I don't know. I don't want to say that and jinx. Really,
Yeah, I mean, they tried everything. They
an
played
injury would fuck us
for
pretty
sure.
hard.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Let's knock on wood. Knock
Yeah.
on
So
wood.
yeah.
Um,
Fucking fuck us so hard.
yeah, but I mean that fucks anyone. Like,
Any team.
yeah, Jason Tatum rolled his ankle and they lost Game 7.
Fucked. They got fucked.
So, and Jokic has been healthy pretty much throughout his entire career. Knock on wood. So yeah, I'm not worried. If Nuggets win, I'm gonna win like $300 because I put money on them throughout the year.
Let's go, dude.
Also,
You know they're gonna. Winston just made out, dude.
dude, and the odds are wild, bro. Like plus 2,200, and I made this bet June 26th of last year,
Holy shit!
and then plus 2,400 in July 3rd, and then plus 2,000 in October 14th
so
of
you
this
just
year.
kept putting sprinkles on him.
Oh yeah, I put
smart.
$5 every single time.
That's fire. That's fire.
So I'm
bro.
gonna win
You're
like
smart.
$300.
It's a good fucking thing,
Bro,
to do.
and I predicted Jokic would win his first MVP the first year that he did.
You predicted Heat and Nuggets finals.
Predicted Heat and Nuggets finals.
Made me money on that. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I picked. I said it on. You guys could go back and watch it. I said I'm picking that shit up with you, Winston, right now because I think that's gonna happen.
Yep.
I was like, you're telling me Jimmy Butler's going the fuck off and is gonna make it for
I
him?
mean, it was 3-0 for both series.
It was,
at the
but-
time.
and honestly, what made our bet happen is Jason Tatum rolling his ankle.
Yep.
That's
I was
literally what
really
made our.
concerned.
Yeah, me too.
Dude, when they were
Once they won that game 6, I was like, we lost our bet.
when they were up 3-0, I put like $90 on the Heat because I'm like, oh, they're definitely gonna close this out. And they almost came back, bro. I was sweating
You're
my
about to be
ass off.
pissed.
Our shout out Josh. He was telling us about this one bet. It was like some better bet, like 10 grand that the Heat would win their series to only win an addition, like 10 grand to win 11.
That was me. I bet $90 to win $6. But I was like, it's for sure gonna happen. And
Why would you do that?
I've
You bet 90 to win 6?
dude, I thought it was gonna. No team has ever done it, and still has not done it. But I was
I would have
sweating.
laughed so hard at you.
Dude,
I
I
would
would-
have laughed so hard at
I
you.
would have cried, bro. No, I'm never doing
you
that.
bet $90
ever again.
to win $6.
Yeah, yeah.
What were the odds? Minus.
It was minus a lot. I mean, no team's ever done it before.
Yeah, I see
150 teams.
So you're like, this is a for sure lock. Yeah.
Exactly. And the Boston was looking super soft, bro. Like they got blown out by like 20 points game 3. I'm like, bro, game 4 in Miami to close it out. But it, obviously didn't happen, but they pulled it out. But yeah, I was sweating. I'm like, I'm never doing that again. Ever. Never doing that. That was way too
Can't
stressful.
believe you did that.
And I didn't even have any money to make other bets. I was
You're
sad.
just sitting there sweating.
Yes, the whole time. And then I was worried about the because Celtics have a better chance of beating the Nuggets than Miami does. So
That's why. And see, in the beginning when I was talking about my week, that's why I'm saying I think Miami's probably the weakest team. I think if we were playing the Celtics, it would be a way more competitive series.
You would be in Boston.
I think
for
if
game
we
1
were
and 2.
playing the, who else? That was really great. Who cares? Like I really think Miami Heat they beat
Favorable
them.
matchup.
They beat them, but it's a favorable ass matchup for us in the finals.
Yep. Some odds to pick up. Jokic for Finals MVP is sitting at minus 470.
Jesus
if-
Christ!
Yeah, crazy.
The
If
fuck
we
kind
win,
of blown out odd is that?
I mean, he could average. He's probably going to average a triple double because he had
Okay.
14 assists in game 1 and then 10 rebounds. He's definitely going to have more than that. He's probably going to win it. But if you want like a low key pickup, Jamal Murray plus 1,000. If he goes the fuck off for the next 4 games or 3 games,
He's gonna be MVP.
then he might be MVP.
Oh, might.
Well, just because he could have won it against the Lakers. Like some people would argue that he should have won it against the Lakers, but Jokic won it. It's kind of just the best player wins. Just like Jimmy Butler won it over Caleb Martin in the Eastern Conference
Yeah,
Finals.
and he was like,
A couple years ago, Mahomes won it when
Damian Williams,
may have won it.
the running
May
back.
should have won it. So
he did run it, Winston.
right, just things like that. For the correct score of the NBA Finals, we got Nuggets 4-0 plus 340, and Denver Nuggets 4-1 plus 165. So if you want to pick the sweep, 340, you bet $10, you win $34. That's a decent pickup, and then 4-1, that's a decent.
So we've poked fun at the Drake betting curse because Drake was really he would bet incorrectly a lot, but like he picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, won money on that. He picked the Nuggets to win the series and the Nuggets to win game 1. He won like $1.2 million on game 1.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's betting millions every time. So
Yeah.
now that's through that stake betting, whatever. So we can all kind of assume that he's probably not even forfeiting his own money to make those bets. He just has to put it on social media, whether he even gets those winnings or not. That's a huge you almost might want to put your bets in before Drake does. Just saying.
Yeah.
Because that's going to sway everything. A couple million towards one betting thing. Your odds are going to sway dramatically. But
Right.
still, the Drake curse seems to have been nipped in the butt because he bet correctly on the Super Bowl and he bet on the Nuggets. So I think that's pretty positive.
Yeah, I never even hear about those bets anymore.
You just got to see him on like World Star will always post him on
Gotcha.
IG. That's the only way I see him.
Nuggets currently a minus 370 over the Heat on this next game.
Money line.
Money line.
Yeah.
Plus 295 for these Heat.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler, I think he'll probably have over 20 points. Bam Adebayo, I think he'll have under 20 points.
See, this is fun. Let's do this. You know what? Okay, so I did a no sweat bet for this last game.
Yeah.
Got my $2.50 back. I did a plus 9,000 parlay. I kind of want to do that again, but even though it wasn't plus 9. It was a very high odd bet. It was like maybe plus 1,900 or something crazy. But let's build me a fucking parlay for sure's.
Okay. Yeah,
And I'll use that to no sweat.
We can't do the alt points yet.
It's not up, huh?
It's not. Well, it wasn't up earlier.
Yeah, it's not up still.
Yeah.
Damn it! When do those pop up?
Typically day of.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
never mind.
typically
I'll
day
wait.
of.
I'm gonna wait. We'll talk about it later then, because
What are you looking up specifically?
I was on
Just gonna make a
FanDuel and
parlay.
I was gonna make a gigantic like favorites parlay like I
Yeah.
did last time,
I bet
but with
you.
a high odd.
I bet you Barstool might have those. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, you can make a parlay, but just not the alt
Just not
points.
the one that I want to make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jimmy Butler probably over 20. Bam Adebayo, I'd say under 20. Max Strus, would suggest he gets 6 points. I mean, he shot 10 or 9 fucking threes.
And just if you would have made 2 of them, dude.
Exactly. So I mean, he's gonna keep shooting.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
can-
he's good at.
You can do that on this one.
What the fuck, FanDuel?
They typically only do it day
So-
day of.
Okay, so
Barstool's
I can
wild.
try to do this in real time just so we can get a kind of an imagination of it. So for the starters, for points scored by player, it has like Jokic over 23.5, under 23.5.
Yeah, FanDuel has that, but alt points is where you can specifically choose how many points, like 21 and a half,
Specifically.
22 and a half. You can choose exactly
Yeah.
over or under. And so that's where you can get really specific and you can like make it your own bet, which is what I always do.
That's what I like doing too.
Yeah. But yeah, Max Strus probably going to have over 6. Jokic over 20, which you're probably not going to get that much for over 20.
It's gonna be a minus 350.
Yeah, probably even worse. It's probably going to be like minus 1,000.
Yeah, minus 700 to
Yeah.
1,000. I'd bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Thinking
then-
about it, yeah, because when does he not get 20 points?
Yeah, he has to play bad.
He has to play really bad. Yeah.
Or just pass a fuck ton, which he just did, and he still had 27 points. So, Murray probably going to have over 25. Jokic will probably have over 25 as well.
I thought Butler was gonna have over 25 last game,
Yeah,
dude. 13 points.
we have such good defenders. I
We
mean,
do.
Gordon's been locking him up. KCP, like when they switch off of Gordon, KCP's right there. The weakest defender is Murray and MPJ. Murray getting picked on in the last series against the Lakers. The Nuggets had to adapt and be like, okay, how can we protect Murray on defense? And so now we're better at doing that because of the Lakers series. So now we're preventing that switch from Jimmy to Murray, which I think is very, very huge.
What I love about this whole thing, especially this game 1, people thought we were gonna be cold because of the break.
Right.
You thought we were gonna be cold?
I mean, they're off for like 11 days. It was.
I know, but that's rest time, B. We're still
Yeah.
practicing.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
that's like that. They have 11 days to prep for Miami. Miami didn't have nearly enough time to prep for the best fucking team in the league.
Yeah.
Like,
And all the Heat series, 1 game 1 in Milwaukee, 1 game 1 at New York, 1 game 1 at Boston, the Miami Heat this season. And so
lost game 1 in Denver.
Coach Malone was like, they're going to try and come out here and take game 1. We got to fucking defend our home shit. If we need to take shit seriously. And they fucking came out, guns a-blazing.
And what's that Winston golden rule for the NBA, or at least the playoffs?
Series doesn't start till you lose at home or win on the road.
Boom.
Yeah. So
That's the series.
All right, I just put. Let me.
Chills. Dude. Oh, I hope we do it. That'd be so
Sick.
cool.
Avalanche last year, Nuggets this year.
I hope they do it in 4, just so my little saying is true.
Yeah.
Denver Nuggets in 4-for-4, like Wendy's. Come on, dude. You get Nuggets in a Wendy's 4-for-4.
You got to put that in the
Bars.
song.
Dude, I'm putting that in the song.
Yeah.
That's again for the Nuggets song. I gotta write that shit. I'm writing that shit this week, and it's getting recorded on Friday.
Hell yeah.
Not this week. Next week. After this weekend.
Because that game will be.
All right, give me some bars, guys. I need some Nuggets bars. Throw me right off the top. Give me. I know you guys got some. I'm writing the one that you just threw me. You threw me one earlier, didn't you? No, I'm gonna write the
Game
4
4 is on
Nuggets.
Friday at 6:30. So
Nuggets and 4-for-4. Throw me a good bar, Dave. What you got for the Nuggets bars?
I don't have any at the moment.
Bro, you've been thinking of great ideas. You told me to.
Sorry, I'm trying to make this bet.
All right,
I'm
all right.
focused.
Oh, Joker voice. I remember Joker voice.
Yeah, you just got to sample
Well,
it.
you should be making the bet with us, verbally.
Well, I'm just seeing what I'm seeing because it's saying when I'm trying to place this
Something
bet,
else, isn't he?
it says select bets cannot be combined, and I don't know what ones I combined that can't be.
All right, Nuggets bar, go. What you got
I don't know.
about a player? Aaron Gordon bar.
Gordon's always scoring. I don't know.
That was terrible.
Yeah. Gordon scoring.
I gotta think of something.
Murray with the flurry.
Ooh, I'm writing it down.
Brown putting it down.
Brown putting it down. Pound Town. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
We're not putting it
on
in.
Lana Rhodes.
On later roads.
MPJ with the play.
Ooh, where's Selena Powell?
Who's Selena Powell?
Some Denver whore. I don't know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she bangs all around. I don't know. Anyways, it's nothing to do with sports.
Gotcha.
But
All right.
she's like the most famous Denver floozy.
Okay.
Is what I'd say.
All right. So yeah, Nuggets in 4 or Nuggets 4-1. Taking it. We're going to the parade. Let's fucking get it. We've been waiting all year for this.
What day's the parade? Do you know?
Depends on when they win. So if they
Yeah, it
win in
does
4, then they'll probably have a parade like the day after. Yeah, it's typically the day after.
So if they win in Miami, they'll fly out right away and then do parade day after. Okay.
Yeah, it's typically a day after or 2 days after. It depends on the timing of it and because
I'm
they
telling them, I'll be like, I ain't coming to work today.
Yeah, and it's through the city, so they have to like close off roads and stuff. So they have to plan. The city has to plan. Yeah, it's gonna be.
What's
sick.
cool is I can drive up and probably park at my uncle's house.
Nice.
He lives in Denver, so
Hell yeah.
just park there and then we'll just fucking Uber to the fucking square.
Hell yeah. All right.
Let's get it.
Hell yeah.
Because
All
you
right.
already know it's gonna be a bitch finding parking if we try and park around there.
Oh, for sure.
We're not gonna be able to.
Anything else on Nuggets stuff?
Let's talk about this motherfucker's bet that he's secretly making.
I
without
just
us.
tried to do a bunch of gimmies and it wasn't very good.
Gotcha.
Well, tell us what it was.
It was like
It's content.
Jokic to get a double-double, which I think is the most obvious gimme. But so Jokic double-double, money line Nuggets, over 10.5 Aaron Gordon, over 20. It was the lowest it would allow me to bet at the time. Over 23.5 Jokic, over 20. I think it was like 21.5 for Jamal Murray. There was one other one that I can't remember what it was, but it was like all gimmies. Like everything I just named should absolutely come true. And if I would have bet $10, I would have won like 15. So I was like, all right, cool, never mind.
Yeah, the Gordon one may not happen just because he went off on him this last time. So like they'll probably focus on him. Because he had, I don't know how many points he had. 14, I think.
Well, so that bet seemingly didn't work out. But while we're on the topic of NBA, did you guys see that Bob Myers, the general manager of the Warriors, has stepped down?
I did see that.
So there's a lot of reasons why that I would dissect, and I hate referencing this sports personality, but he really nailed it on the head. I would say Nick Wright was explaining like why would he want to leave right now, and it was basically a perfect storm. They won a championship that, for all intents and purposes, that the NBA didn't see them winning. Like because let's face it, they had super favorable matchups and injuries against their opposing team. So the Warriors got a championship later than they should have, but they still got one. That happened. You have the whole Jordan Poole gets a $128 million contract because of the pressure of him getting punched on social media. So, and then now he's not playing like he was, like for whatever reason.
Yeah.
He isn't playing as good as he was when he got that earned that contract. And then you have Klay Thompson, who's going to be in denial about being a shell of himself, who's expecting an extension and is only going to get a team-friendly deal. Let's face it.
Yeah.
You got the Draymond scenario where Draymond's going to be eligible for an extension in the near future. On top of that, the new collective bargaining agreement they've been over the tax luxury for so many years. They've just been paying it because they're winning. They're selling out that arena, that brand new arena. They're able to make money still, or like hemorrhage money, even though they're paying the luxury tax. The new luxury tax is going to be like a $400 million luxury tax.
Yeah.
They can't pay that.
Their salary is like $250 million. Their luxury tax is like $277 million. They're getting taxed more than they're paying their players.
And because they were winning and putting asses in seats. They were just accepting it because they realized like this run that they're having with Curry and such is probably never going to look like this ever again.
Nick
It'll
Wright
never happen again.
Nick Wright asked the question, why would he leave? My question is, why would you want to stay? Like, you have to make such tough decisions. Like, do you keep Draymond? Do you let him walk? Do you trade Jordan Poole in that terrible contract?
Do you not extend Clay?
It's a mess, dude.
I'm trying to get rid of Jordan Poole, probably Klay Thompson. I'm trying to keep Draymond and Steph, but that's going to be hard to make happen. Klay Thompson's not worth the money that he's getting paid. Jordan Poole is definitely not worth the money he's getting paid. Andrew Wiggins is making like $30 million a year. He's good, not $30 million a year good.
Yeah.
You're going to have to trade away assets to get rid of Jordan Poole's contract. Like, it's just,
what a mess.
The Warriors are in a really, really tough spot.
It's the casualty of the dynasty, dude.
That's
the casualties of the dynasty.
When you
have a dynasty like that, you got casualties after that shit.
And the thing is like, if the Warriors can somehow get rid of Jordan Poole, well, good luck. But if they can, and they can keep Steph, Clay, and Dre together, and they extend Clay and they extend Draymond, that is a fan is telling you, white flag, dog. We're keeping them together because what they've done in their history, but we are no longer putting winning first. We're putting respect first for these dudes who've just kind of put their lives out there and like got us all these ships, which as a fan, I get it.
Respect ain't good for business.
But hold on, like you got how many years was Kobe not playing 7 games and 82 games regular seasons because he was so injury prone, but they kept him on the roster. They kept him paid because fans will attend games with him sitting on the sideline. So as lame as it sounds, it's just respect in business.
It's different. If it was Steph Curry, and that's a good comparison with Kobe.
Yeah.
But when it's Klay Thompson,
I was about to say Clay
Draymond
can't
Green,
compare to.
Yeah.
You can't
well,
compare
they got drafted by this team. They've won ships with this team.
Yeah.
That's the comparison.
Do you know about the new CBA rules?
Yeah, they can't they're gonna fuck you on taxes if you give more than one supermax, basically. Or
No,
more
you
than
just
2.
can't sign. You can't do a mid-level exception. You can't sign shit for players.
Yeah.
Basically, you're gonna have to get undrafted rookies to fill your roster. And we already saw the Warriors' depth was a huge issue, so it's only gonna get worse.
Yeah.
So like it's gonna.
And our depth last year was complete veterans.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're not
Otto
even-
Porter Jr., fucking
Yeah.
Gary Payton the second,
And you're not going to be able to do that if you don't get under that hard salary cap, which you guys are above right now.
hard above.
You guys are going to have to get rid of someone.
I remember us talking about this years and years ago when they were
Well,
reigning.
this
When
is-
they were reigning, we talked about this. Even you said, you're like, I don't know what's going to happen after this, but we're enjoying it now is basically what, like, that's not really what you said, but that was the context of the conversation.
It's the sentiment. I mean,
yeah.
And if it wasn't for
I just
Curry,
remember
just
talking about that. Now we're seeing it with
Yeah.
our own eyes.
I mean, it's to be expected. And on top of that, let's be honest, like the whole player empowerment era and Kevin Durant shenanigans and all the jump and like I'm not pointing fingers because a lot of players have done this. Like LeBron went to South Beach originally. The NBA has basically seemingly saying we don't want bought chips anymore. And like the CBA seems like it's lending itself to that.
Oh, for sure. The year of having a trio of 3 great
The big
all-star
threes,
players,
yeah.
that's
The
gone.
dynasty
If you
era
don't
is
draft
over.
big, because like if you think about the OG,
I mean, I don't know. Nuggets are dynasty.
take it back though. Let's rewind to the real big 3 that was purchased. Boston. You
Yeah.
have Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, and Paul Pierce.
Yeah,
Like I guess did they draft Paul Pierce?
they did.
Okay, so
That was the only one they drafted.
Yeah, they drafted the truth. Shout out Paul Pierce, you're a legend. But like your 2 best players on your team, you did not draft. Like the Warriors when they had Kevin Durant, he was the best player on the team. Didn't draft him. You know what I'm saying? The LeBron Lakers that won the championship in the bubble. That none of that team for the large majority got drafted. Like
No.
it says a lot more about it. I think like a team that's core drafted is a way more bragworthy championship. Like the 2015 Warriors ship where it was like Harrison Barnes, Steph, Clay, Dre, like David Lee was the highest paid player on the team. Andrew Bogut and David Lee were splitting the starting center position. Like
Yeah.
Steve Blake was like 1 year removed from our 6th man, and then they moved Iggy off the starting lineup to him. Like that ring meant so much more to me than all of those Kevin Durant rings.
Oh, for sure.
And like that ring that Curry just got last year, again, that is the greatest Curry performance in a playoff run, in my opinion, that he's ever put up.
Yeah.
Averaging 30 in the finals against the defensive player of the year, like that the Nuggets are about to do this. The Nuggets are about to sit through this exact same thing. Like Jokic winning the first ring in Denver, other than winning a ring in like the Madison Square Garden for the Knicks, I don't think there's another more deserving, more legendary place he could do it. Maybe if he went to like a complete shit team like Orlando, but let's be honest, before Jokic, the Nuggets weren't that great of a team. Like they weren't playoff contenders / championship aspirations. Like, and to see now, like the only reason I'm circling back to the Nuggets is because the Warriors just gave us a little bit of the blueprint. You draft these core guys, you keep them together, you get a player savvy coach, and you go from there.
Yeah.
So,
well, the Nuggets are going to be in trouble in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Once Murray's up
When
for his new contract,
MPJ is going to get overpaid.
well, we're not going to be able to keep all three of those guys.
Nope.
And MPJ, I think he's still got like 2 or 3 more years on his deal. Murray, after this next year, he's going to get an extension.
Jokic
Let's
just
face
got
it,
averaging a nice squeaky new deal.
Averaging
that one's
30
beautiful.
in the
we have him for
postseason.
how many years?
We
Jokic
got him for like three or 4.
Jokic will
4.
realistically, if Jokic wins a ring this year, I wouldn't want to see it, but I could see Jokic fulfilling his current contract and then just going doing his own thing. But if not, Jokic has got $250 million like single biggest contract at the time written all over it for his re-up.
Yeah, he's definitely a supermax contract player.
He'll be
for
like
sure.
the second dude after Curry that I'm aware of
First
to sign
triple-double in the
2
finals?
$200 million contracts.
Yeah.
What year was that last triple double finals? Like the player, who was the player that got it last before Jokic?
Oh, that was
The first debut. It was his
Jason Kidd.
debut.
Yeah, it's just debut.
Oh, it's the only debut.
Yeah.
Jokic is only. Yeah.
Okay.
There's been
That's-
triple-
That's different.
Bron's got them, like-
That's a lot different.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
I don't know what players have averaged a triple-double in the finals. I'm sure the list is very, very small. Jokic is almost certainly going to do that. That's a good pickup if you could say that Jokic is going to average a triple-double. Getting 14 assists in game 1 is going to help with that. He's definitely going to get over 10 boards every single game. Will he get 10 assists every single game? That's less likely. But him getting 14, he could get 6 the next game, and that would be an average of 10 assists.
Yeah. Well,
So like he's gonna get more than 6 a game for sure. So that's a good pickup for averaging a triple double in the finals for Jokic.
I
Trying
like
to get some
that.
pickups like that.
I like that.
But back to the Warriors. Do you think the Warriors dynasty is over now that the GM's gone?
It's yeah. It
Because
sucks.
me, that's the domino. If
Now, I think the
It's the
Warriors
first
with the
click.
Warriors' current lineup right now. I don't know who we're like who could be walking or whose contract scenarios. I don't have all that written down in front of me, so I don't know what talent we might be losing. That being said, I think our current lineup is absolutely talented enough to make the playoffs, and I would expect them to make the playoffs if healthy.
so
I leave it at that.
Draymond Green has a player option. Who did the Pistons just pick up as a coach? You don't know?
Is it Rizzo?
No. They just picked up the guy from Phoenix that lost his.
You don't even know. You don't
Monty-
even know his name.
Monty Williams.
Yeah, Monty Williams.
I thought Dave would know.
Okay.
I thought Dave would know.
When you said
Anyway.
Phoenix, I was like, I know who that is.
Yeah, Monty Williams.
I like that you're all.
Yeah, I forgot. Monty Williams is now the coach for the Detroit Pistons. He got paid a fuck ton. He got paid like $78 million for like 4 or 5 years.
Holy shit!
He got paid a fuck ton.
My man Monty riding in a Rolls Royce.
There was rumors that Draymond was going to go to Detroit as a free agent. And now they just picked up Monty Williams, and the Pistons have a pretty decent young team.
That could lend itself to it, but they just got that one like second overall draft pick that we traded to the Pistons.
Wiseman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not that he voids Draymond being like coming to a team and like making an impact. That's not what I mean. It would make sense for him to go there because he played at Michigan State. Like that's home for him.
And they're going to pay him a lot.
Yeah.
And because he's not going to take a player-friendly deal, which is what he would need to do to stay with the Warriors, because they have contracts locked up with Klay. He's making like $40 million. Obviously, Jordan Poole's locked up. Obviously, Klay Thompson's locked up. Like, so Draymond is the easiest person to just let walk.
Unfortunately, though, if you let like as lame as it sounds, if it's Draymond or Klay, I'm keeping Draymond right now because
100%.
Draymond's IQ,
Yeah.
like
Especially 'cause of last
Draymond's plus minus, other than Curry, is the highest on the team for the most part.
Oh, 100%. But you have to trade Klay Thompson's contract. And so he's making $40 million a year.
No one's gonna pick that up.
No, because you have the new CBA rules. A lot of teams can't even afford that. The only teams that can afford it are teams that aren't trying to compete for a championship. Klay Thompson's not going to sign an extension with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're going to have to trade. You're not going to get anything for Klay Thompson, essentially. Like you're going to get like a DiVincenzo type player
Yeah.
because of the contract. Not because Klay Thompson's not a good player. I'm not saying that.
no, yeah, you're
It's with the money involved. So, you know, I would, if I was the Warriors, I'd just blow that shit up, keep Curry, and then just try and rebuild for the next year because you're going to have a fuck ton of salary cap because you traded everyone, and then let Draymond walk and let him play with the
If
Pistons.
the Warriors could somehow pull it off, like they need to do some type of. This would never happen, and they couldn't even afford this. So this is just a pipe dream. So just laugh with me. They get Wiggins, Poole, and Kuminga, and they package them somehow, send them wherever the hell, and somehow bring in Giannis. We'll win the championship.
That's definitely not happening.
Giannis doesn't want to be in Milwaukee
I don't
anymore.
know what kind of pipe dream that is,
Yeah.
but that shit was
I
made
said-
out of
I
was
said-
made out of copper pipe, dude. That's,
Yeah.
I said laugh with me, did I not?
Yeah.
I didn't say humor me. I didn't even say humor me. I said laugh with me.
Yeah. I don't even know if you could trade Curry for Giannis. I wouldn't even.
No,
do
we
that.
wouldn't do that. No, the reason I said that is just because the rumor that Giannis is getting tired of the market that he's in, hypothetically, and could see himself out of Milwaukee. In his mind, he got them a ring. He owes them nothing.
I don't think he cares about the big market shit. I think
That
it's
was-
like Jokic.
Yeah, it was just a pipe dream that won't
how about
happen.
this? Let's shift a little. Additional information is apparently going to come out on Ja Morant
Yes.
after the finals.
Yes.
Boom. Additional information. Ja Morant, gone, off the team. Free agent. Boom. To the Warriors. Right
No,
here, dude.
He's not going to go to the
All right,
Warriors.
That'd be sick.
It would be sick, but
Yeah,
Ja
give
Morant...
me fucking
I think that
daps.
would
I'm
work.
helping you out.
I think that could work.
Well, I just don't think he's going to go to the Warriors. I think Ja Morant is looking at a minimum of like a 41-game suspension.
Yeah. Let's go over under on.
There's additional information, boys. They're dropping some shit. There's some shit that happened that they haven't
This
talked
isn't-
about yet. It might not be just a suspension, man.
Well, let's face it. He's got...
like, we will see what's going to happen.
Ja Morant...
to Ja.
The NBA
If
shoved
it's
it...
some crazy shit.
Hold on, they shoved it under the rug because the postseason was approaching, and they knew that Ja Morant was the number one dude on his team for the most part, and they needed that. And then ultimately they were going to play the Lakers, so the NBA wanted to do like brand or image management and try to shove it under the rug. Not that to say the NBA was tolerant of Ja's behavior. I don't think that was the case at all. Like Adam Silver has spoken very sternly about the scenario.
Yeah.
But that being said, I think they wanted to like hemorrhage the bleeding so that they can have their star and people wouldn't boycott games because if people were aware. But like Ja Morant had the gun incident when he was at Shotgun Willie's in Denver. He had the incident where he went to his sister's like volleyball game and allegedly assaulted some student. He had the incident where he fought a kid at like a YMCA pickup game, and like allegedly brandished a firearm during that. And now he has the incident recently where he's on live again with a firearm. The NBA absolutely does not tolerate this behavior, and I in no way, shape, or form think that they do. I don't think he's getting any preferential treatment. He's getting star treatment. I think that's what it is. That being said, he leads by example. A lot of kids look up to him, whether he likes it or not, and he's perpetuating a lifestyle that, let's face it, you have nothing to do with, Ja Morant. You never grew up in that. You were a suburbs kid wearing fucking boat shoes and cargo shorts, like with your, like, it's like that. I saw a hilarious video on Twitter where they did the Eminem 8 Mile rap over it, and it was just like
Yeah.
parents had a real good marriage. It's like
Yeah,
you had that. You had a great lifestyle. You literally have no reason. Like, no one doesn't think you're hard, bro. You almost retired Kevin Love by baptizing him by jumping over him. That's the hardest shit you can do with a basketball, if you ask me.
Yeah.
So that being said, bro, like, you're gonna get punished, and if you don't get a punishment, I think that speaks volumes to the NBA's tolerance of this behavior.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna get punished.
My over under is
And
I'm
I'm-
confidently saying 40 games.
You
And
think
I'm
40
just
games?
saying, this additional information could change the whole perspective on this whole
And-
situation. What if the additional information is Ja fucking pistol whip one of the strippers?
Well,
we don't know.
we don't know.
We don't know.
We'll
But-
find out
We don't
after
know
the
whether
finals.
we'll
Well,
find out
let's-
some shit.
If it's that bad
And
though,
if
like,
it's that bad, like,
well,
some shit could change. He could not be on the.
I don't think he'll get kicked out of the league though.
No.
Not out the. I'm not saying out the league, but to save face, team be like,
Oh, I think he just signed a long-term contract.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
while we're
even if some crazy shit
hold on,
came out,
it's-
they still
it
wouldn't.
won't.
I
If
don't
they
think
find
so. I
out
don't
it's
think
that
so.
bad, we won't hear about it. The reason I say
I
that,
see you, I see
the
you,
reason
I
I
see
say that, and this is also an important topic that we can refer to, is the Ime Udoka scenario. The whole media knows. So many people have said yeah, it's terrible, it's absolutely terrible, but no one will say what it is.
Oh, really?
The rumor is that he had an affair with one of the owner's team's wives, or the owners of the team's
What a
wives.
savage.
But the reason
Yo.
hold on, everybody knows that it everyone in media knows the specifics because they say on the media we can't talk about it. It's that bad. So they know if
But the public doesn't know.
no one knows.
My
It's
man,
not leaked.
my man
No
blew
one,
her butthole out, huh?
regardless, if that's the case and it's that
He
bad,
says, "I hope not."
if it's that bad and it's just an affair, again, because it involves like a marriage, assumingly with an ownership scenario, which no one wants to get into that.
Big yikes.
John Morant will probably be under wraps if it's worse than
Okay.
brandishing like if he. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just going to use that example as the NBA doesn't want to talk about what happened because it would make just in and of itself talking about it makes the whole National Basketball Association look bad. John Morant's same vibes. They're going to punish him. He's going to he's already lost like I read that he lost over like $39 million between endorsements and then like all-star appearances that he's going to like lose participation on and stuff like that. He's going to get punished. It's just sad that he's not learning from it.
I just thought it was kind of weird that they're waiting to like. Why would it matter
after the
that
NBA Finals? They
Yeah,
don't
but
want to
why?
take away
Why
from
does it?
that.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense, but I don't really think it would. Like,
It would a little bit. The
Think
media
so?
would talk about John Morant getting suspended for 30, 40 games, however much he gets suspended. Instead
the fuck
of
was that?
who's that?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know.
Random at the door.
Yeah, but I think it would take away from the Nuggets. So my over is like 30 games. I think it'll be a little bit over 30 games.
Well, I don't know. I just think it's like, since it's additional information, like they're like hyping. It's like hyping it up, kind of. Like they're like, you know what I mean? Like they're like,
Yeah.
we got additional information. We're gonna tell you after the finals. Like, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's kind of how I see it. Like,
I think they're just withholding it because they don't want to distract from the current NBA Finals. Because if the information is like egregious, let's say it comes out the NBA was aware that he like I don't know he did have another like a gun crime or something, and then they allowed him to play after knowing that information. People would like be like, I'm not gonna watch an NBA game because I know that they are tolerant of that behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of saving face, as well as they don't want the hotline or the media tagline during the NBA Finals to be anything but the score of the game.
Yeah. Positive. Yeah. No, for sure. I agree.
wow. Any more NBA news? What do y'all feel?
Not
I had to bring that up because
not
that was kind of.
really.
Yeah. I talked about the Monty Williams thing. That was one of the biggest things.
There's a lot of coaches that are expected to be hired in certain places that are kind of like
Nick Nurse got hired to the 76ers. He's a great coach. We'll see if they can get out of the second round. With
Julius
Joel
Randle
Embiid.
had surgery on his ankle. I didn't even know he had something going on with his ankle.
Yeah.
Let's see what we
Yeah.
got.
I think that's pretty much on NBA. If you guys want to get into UFC shit.
So a lot of let me
Press that soundbite, Deryk.
I'm gonna try to find this
Now it's time to talk MMA.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
So there's this page that I follow on Twitter that does really good like encapsulations of like what's going on in the MMA world over the weekends, and I'm trying to find it because even though it was a light weekend last week, we didn't have any major promotional cards other than I think ONE FC. There was a lot of MMA that took place last week.
Yes.
Like there was the Road to the Octagon, which is like Dana White has
It's like the Chinese in
Yeah,
China, right?
They
go
have
to
an
China?
Apex Center in China. Like they have the equivalent of the UFC Apex Center that's in Vegas. And what it is just like their venue that they can host bouts. And then they're doing, instead of like the Contender Series, they're just hosting cards, but they're calling it Road to the Octagon. And so like this card was all Chinese bouts. I'm trying to find
We
the
also had a few boxing bouts too.
dude. I'm just gonna show you some of the highlights once I find this because the amount of chaos that took place was nuts. Let me scroll. Dun, 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 dun. Speaking of MMA that's taking place right now, there's currently a KSW card. So for those who are unfamiliar, we don't ever really cover them because it's a Russian-based MMA organization. And like, I don't know the names of most of their fighters. There's some fighters that come from KSW that wiggle their way into the UFC. But there was again, I don't know the names of either of these fighters. I was showing Winston and Rick earlier. This homie was in a full guard, like on his back.
Oh my
And
god!
threw a left hook from the guard, knocked homie who was in full mount on him clean out.
I wish we knew their names.
All right, found the page. So the page that everyone
Yo,
should.
why does your uncle have like the oldest ringtone in the world?
My cousin.
Oh, your cousin. Oh,
So
wow.
everybody, you should follow this page. It's called.
Why? I'd rather call him your deal.
Shout out the Octagon Obsessed. It's on Twitter. They do recaps of every weekend in MMA, and they will cover sport like things that we didn't cover. So I'm gonna refresh. I'm gonna show you all these. So again, I'm gonna butcher these names. This is some of the Road to the Octagon bouts. Ka Wen Lee defeats Kai Lu via KO punches. I can show you every one of these.
Oof.
Every single one is nuts.
Oof.
Homies are all getting like baptized.
KSW has some good freaking cards, man.
Genie Shui defeats Billy Polisatan via KO, ground and pound in the first round. These are all that took place last week. This one homie got one of the craziest elbows I've ever seen. I don't even want to butcher his name, but look at this.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Fuck.
So that was nuts. Sang Won Kim defeats Kasayuki Sasu via KO. I'm just gonna keep scrolling. These ones aren't that impressive. Dun 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 dun. Bro, I don't want to butcher this name either, but he won by unanimous decision. But look at this shit.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just a straight like Seagal kick, but he got a running start. He looked like that looked like Sami Zayn's super kick. One highlight that I wanted to mention at 1FC, Johan Gazili defeats Tai Sor Jor Paik. Wow, this dude has like 5 names. Sorry. Regardless, he beat him via KO in the 3rd round. Johan is 16 years old.
What the fuck?
16 years old, and he's KOing grown-ass men in 1FC.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild.
Whose parents let him sign up for this?
He probably doesn't have parents. That's why he's fighting.
Damn, just an orphan.
So Luis Alberto Lopez defeats Michael Conlon via KO in the 5th round for the IABF World Featherweight title. That was pretty impressive. There was a unanimous decision win. Lee Woods defeats Mauricio Lara to retain the WBA World Featherweight title. There were some LFA bouts, nothing crazy. I'm trying to find, there was a very specific knockout though. Oh yeah, Ollie Thompson defeats Alexei Oleinik via KO right hand. So Alexei Oleinik.
Oh dude, that one was bad.
The Boa Constrictor, he's a legend in the UFC. He's got the most Ezekiel choke wins in MMA ever. And if you don't know what that is, basically if you get taken down, he'll like put his arms around your head like this while you're on top of him and he'll make you go completely to sleep. He almost defeated Deryk Lewis with the Ezekiel choke. He won. That's about it as far as last week's concerned. This week we have it's Kai Kara France. I can't remember his opponent right now. It's taking place today, probably I want to say 8 p.m. our time is when the main card starts.
Main card starts at 7 p.m. Prelims start at 4 p.m. today. If you're watching this live. Let's talk about the Devin Haney and Lomachenko fight, though.
We squeaked on that a little bit.
Did we already?
Yeah, we squeaked on it a little bit last week. It was controversial.
Is it that far away? Damn, my weeks are all fucked up, dude.
It was a little controversial because, like...
Did we talk about it?
I mean, I was saying how, like, I didn't watch the fight. I watched the highlights, and, like, when they were announcing the winner via unanimous, Haney, his facial expression was as if he lost. And then when they said his name, he, like, perked up. Like, what? Like, a lot of people thought that was that should have been a draw or that Loma had it.
Yeah, I heard.
But it's boxing. Now, though, we get Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney. Take my money. Still looking forward to Crawford versus Spence. That's going to be insane.
That was... Oh, I can't wait for that.
Clarissa Shields.
So Terrence recently had an interview on Ariel Helwani's. That was a good interview. Go check that out if you haven't seen it.
Clarissa Shields is defending all her boxing belts tonight, I believe.
Shout out Clarissa Shields. Definitely the GWOAT.
She joined.
Definitely the GWOAT, dude.
She joined the
greatest woman of all time, dude.
She's for boxing. She's up there. It's like her and like some people kind of
2 Olympic gold medals. Come on.
Some people consider like Layla Ali because of her dad, and she had some spectacles.
You can't just be the greatest because
hold on.
your dad.
Bro, we have to.
Right.
We forgot
Bitch,
to.
Get 2 gold medals.
We forgot to mention that fucking Katie Taylor lost.
We did forget to mention that. By UD.
She lost, but she went up against she basically did what Canelo did. She went up against like a Dimitri Bivol.
She lost a lot of rounds, man.
She went up against she went up against a bigger fighter, and it just showed like weight classes exist for a reason. Like all timers can deviate a couple weight classes up and down. Like Manny Pacquiao was possibly the greatest if we're going to talk about most weights held belts. That being said, there's just
she wants to run it back.
Your frame is limited, but this, if you ask me, it sucks that she lost because once you lose that, the marketability is not the same. But her versus Amanda, because Amanda Serrano got hurt. The rematch was going to happen. Serrano got hurt. She took this other fight on whatever terms. I don't think this was a step-in fight. I think this was just a renegotiated different bout for Katie Taylor, and she lost. She bet on herself. She lost. But I don't think she lost a belt. I think she was going up to challenge for a bigger belt, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, that rematch is the biggest women's boxing rematch ever, if you ask me. I've never been
it
more...
happens because I mean now that she
it
lost,
has to happen, bro.
Now that she lost,
both her and Serrano have 1-0.
I know,
lost their O.
I know, but Katie wants to run it back. She wants to fight back.
The rematch is the one she just lost.
She's asking for it.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I read both fighters in the Katie Taylor bout had rematch clauses for that bout because this isn't like a Floyd Mayweather thing where it's only Floyd would have got the rematch clause.
Or like Gervonta Davis.
Yeah, that shit. Speaking of Gervonta, he has to spend the rest of his 90-day house arrest sentence.
He does.
In jail.
Yep.
He violated his house arrest terms, and he's basically been dealing with a probation for like an assault or something that took place.
Go do your time, bro.
Well, they allowed him to do his the King Ryan fight. They allowed that to happen. The courts respected that. It happened, and then as soon as that was over, he immediately went to court, was sentenced to like 90 days house arrest, violated it. Now you're in jail, dog. I know you're a badass boxer. You're going to get some preferential jail treatment because they're going to separate you from General Pop. But that being said,
fuck yeah, he will kill people.
He will
kill people in jail if they don't.
I mean, that being said, Gervonta, you're like 140-pound boxing champ. There are, as we speak,
280 pound.
There are 205-pound prison homies that Gervonta cannot. He doesn't hit hard enough. Like,
all they literally have to do is close the distance on him.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've always said this.
It's a jail fight.
I've always humored this just to be like honest. Like we talk pound for pound.
Hold on, let's be real. They're not fighting.
They're stabbing.
They're stabbing the shit out of him.
But
the reason I'm fight.
Well, the reason I reference this is because like we always talk like there are weight classes for a reason. Like if you took like Mighty Mouse, who is one of the greatest fighters to ever compete, ever pound for pound, Mighty Mouse, and you put him up against 175-pound like Poirier. Like no one thinks that Dustin Poirier is a better MMA fighter than Mighty Mouse, but size will neutralize everything that he had working for himself, and same will be applied to Gervonta. All DP would
have to do is close the distance.
That's what I'm saying. So like Gervonta, I don't think that you're gonna be in any problems in jail. You're so like sought after as a celebrity, they're gonna keep you in solitary doing your own thing. But like, bro, all those rounds and all those hands you got will not save you in jail, bro.
Yeah. How did this turn into Gervonta getting beat up in jail?
I don't think he's gonna get beat up. He's gonna be separated. But the reason we were talking about is it's all boxing news. You know, like the whole rematch scenario. Gervonta. So
he's gonna be by himself.
King Ryan came out recently and said that when he lost, he felt like his entire team basically ghosted him.
Him and Oscar are going at it. Have you seen that?
Fuck Oscar De La Hoya. That dude's a crooked promoter. He's just a cokehead who
like
takes
going
people's
at
money.
people. They're going at people.
Well,
yeah. Him and Oscar are not on good terms right now.
Oscar's not on good terms with anybody.
Yeah.
That was his last. That was like Oscar's last shred of like hope as far as like a guy that he can leech off of for the foreseeable future. I don't know who else Oscar De La Hoya.
But he sculpted his abs, dude.
Who else is Golden Boy Promotions associated to? And he's not even associated to him now. Like, let's face it, I don't see Oscar De La Hoya having much of a footprint in boxing moving forward.
Yeah.
Other than like him doing like a Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell fight.
Just go do coke somewhere.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
go do lines off your own abs.
Whoa, that's pretty dope.
I guess while we're jumping around in slight tangents of news, did you see Luke Thomas reported the alleged numbers that leaked from UFC's earnings last year? So allegedly UFC made like $380 million last year.
Holy shit.
You know what's funny? Boxing's biggest promoter, Eddie Hearn and company, like the biggest promotion in boxing, made $14 million last year. UFC's excuse that they can't pay these people boxing money, that ship fucking sailed, dog.
What the fuck?
You know what's crazy? Hold on. You know what's crazy? Listen, if you listen, hold on. If you take all of boxing, this is all. Hold on. Pause. All of boxing, all of competitive MMA. We're talking ONE FC, PFL, Bellator, KSW, everything. You combine all other combat sports, they didn't make $380 million last year. The UFC now has a money monopoly on combat sports. They made more money than all so you're telling me 380
that's profit right there.
That's money that they is excess of cost of doing business.
That's like money you don't even know what to do with.
$380 million. So at this point, I am starting to lean into if a boxing organization that's paying $60 million to Anthony Joshua, who made less than $20 million on themselves, they're paying 3 times their or 4 times their revenue to individual fighters. Sure, there's a lot of endorsements ingrained in those deals. Regardless, UFC has no fucking excuse now.
Their
Reform.
overhead costs aren't even a fraction of
And
that.
they're doing all these
And
events.
that-
The Apex Center, they own that.
My thing
There's
is,
no overhead for that.
their excuse for years has been, you
And-
don't know our
hold on-
overhead. You don't
hold
know
on
our
though.
overhead.
It gets worse.
You don't know the money. You don't know what goes behind all these. Bro, your overhead does not
No,
even
it-
clear 50
bro,
million.
Bro, it gets worse. Okay, so you know how the UFC, like Dana bragged or like said that one time. He's like, you know how much money it costs to turn the lights on in Madison Square Garden? And it's like about $500,000. Did you know when the UFC goes out of state or out of country, especially out of country, like you've wondered why they've been so like close to Dubai. Every time they go out of country, like when they're going to New Zealand puts up $80 million to have them, to host them.
That's wild.
Out of country, like to host the UFC for the privilege of, because you know it's going to sell out. You know eyes are going to see it. You know they're going to sell concessions, and that's all money to the local economy. The governments have to, yeah. The UFC,
the local governments are putting
they
up
put
money?
up, yeah. You didn't think that the Abu Dhabi deal was a little questionable? The reason they did it, other than COVID, because Abu Dhabi's like, we'll have events, we don't fucking care, is because they pay the UFC egregious amounts of money for the privilege of hosting UFC events.
Wow.
Yeah, so the UFC's this whole money market thing, like the UFC has no excuse now. This is bullshit.
I've been saying it, bro. I didn't need to see the
We've
profit
all been
margins,
saying it.
dog.
Well, we've
But
always
no.
been saying it, but that's intense.
When I
that's
let's be
crazy.
fair, we all knew this, like the UFC was making like money hand over foot, and they were just pissing. They did the best year they've ever done last year, and then the year before that was the best year they'd ever done. It's appreciating in value. This company, it makes sense. They're putting
And
on
they just
all
did
these
that
fights.
WWE deal with Endeavor,
Like
oh
all
my
these things
God.
that are happening, it makes sense. Like
Does
they're-
make sense.
It makes sense. But that being said, if you had the best year, there's no data that I'm aware of that supports anything making $380 million in a year. Combat sports has never been that financially lucrative
Holy
on a
shit.
global basis, and the UFC has monopolized it. It's not close anymore.
I'd make a union if I'm a fighter, bro.
They've tried it 80 times. It
They
doesn't work.
tried and it always failed.
It
And
always
the last
fails.
time they tried it, this is kind of funny. I would only know this because I'm a MMA nerd. It happened in before 2010. They had this MMA fighters union that was head by like GSP, former owner of Bellator Bjorn Remney.
Silva. They had Silva.
They had Anderson. So they had those were two UFC champions at the time that
Legends
were
of
a
the
part of
sport.
this. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure Cain Velasquez was involved, but like all these, and then as it happened, it turned out Bjorn Remney took a bunch of money to set up a union because you pay union dues, and then Bjorn Remney went to like the fucking Bahamas, and like
Oh
no
my
one knows where he
God.
is now. So he was crooked as fuck. There was a
Fucked
lot
it
of
up.
rumors
That's
when
whack.
Bjorn was selling Bellator that like fighters were just like fighters were like, if I ever see him, I'm gonna kill him. They're like, why? He's
Yeah.
like, because he didn't pay me for my last 3 bouts.
I bet.
So that's that first attempt at the biggest attempt at an organized union was had by a crooked ass son of a bitch.
Yeah. Well,
So-
because we have unions in baseball, football,
Everything.
basketball. So like MMA.
Bro, they got that shit in pickleball, dog.
Yeah, you need
And
that
you know
shit in MMA, bro.
So MMA, and on top of that, all of their fighters are independent contractors who have exclusive contract clause, which you're an independent contractor, but you can't go compete elsewhere
Yeah.
because you represent us now, which means the UFC is not responsible financially for 0 taxes for all of their fighters. 0.
Damn.
You're an independent contractor. You put up, it's the responsibility of the UFC fighter
No
to
wonder.
save approximately 35% of their purse and know that that's tax money. That's what independent contractor taxation looks like.
Damn.
And
That's why
imagine
they have
this.
so much
Imagine
profit.
this. You're a UFC fighter and you're fighting in Vegas. You might be fighting in Cali. You might be fighting in fucking Florida because they
New
just did a
York,
Miami
dude,
card.
New York.
You are financially responsible to figure out the tax obligations of all these places, even though you reside in wherever the fuck you reside.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare. So, I mean, this is a kind of like, okay, so Francis just got $20 million. This is kind of a couple week removed news. The UFC didn't want to pay them. It kind of makes sense the UFC didn't want to pay them, but on the interim, why not? You can afford it. You
Yeah.
can clearly afford. Can you afford to start pissing out money? No. You can't give everyone the bag, but you can sure as fuck give your champions the bag. There should be skill-based compensation, if you ask me. If you're fighting for a number 1 contender spot, you should be earning more than if you're fighting for the number 15. If you're trying to break into the 15, like when you do title fights, you have to win the title to get pay-per-view points. If you win, that's why interim belts are cool, kind of, because the fighter gets pay-per-view points, or like the BMF belt that we're about to see get contested for again. If they don't put that belt on there, those fighters don't get those pay-per-view points. So
Yeah.
they win, they're going to go fight for the real belt with pay-per-view points, which is awesome. I want all fighters to have that. But pay-per-view points implies that if you move the needle, you get paid for it. If the needle doesn't move and you're on the card, it sucks to suck. So it just it kind of makes me mad, bro. Like UFC's
That's
hundreds of millions of dollars.
Profit per
in
year.
a year.
Yeah,
In
one year.
One year.
in 365 days, you made $1 million.
Hold on, let's break that down.
You made
Let's
$1 million a day.
I want to break that
You made
down.
more than $1 million
More than
a day.
$1 million a day. Let's exact that. I want to see how much money they made in a day.
It's like
381.
I think it was 381. It might have been
million.
360 something. It was definitely
We'll go off
excess-
of the 381.
It's over 350 100%.
We'll go off of 381.
You're making over $1 million in a day, dog.
You're making $1,043,835.61 a day. A day.
And you got Francis out here making $500K on.
You're making $40,000 an hour. They make $43,493 an hour.
That's wild.
An hour, dude.
The fact that the UFC made that much money.
They make
and doesn't-
$725 a minute.
If like again in a logical world, the UFC needs to be like, if you fight for the UFC for these belts or you're contending for belts, you need to be the highest paid combat athlete on the planet. If we're talking profit versus like what you sow, you know
If
what I'm
I'm
saying?
the fighters and
And
I
you're
see
not
this, I'm not fighting.
Well, and on top of that, like boxing is a one trick sport. You're only training boxing. MMA, you're avoiding head kicks. You're avoiding your limbs getting snapped in fucking grappling exchanges.
You're avoiding breaking your
there's
fucking shin in half.
There's
on someone's
so
leg.
much more risk to your well-being and body in MMA than just pure boxing. Now, CTE is probably way more prevalent in boxing than MMA, but it's definitely prevalent
ask
in MMA.
Rose Namajunas when she got slammed on her face by Jessica Andrade. Literally got knocked out by the earth and gravity.
Yeah,
Like,
So for comparison purposes, guess how much the NBA profited at its maximum?
probably
maximum.
like 250 mil.
$70 million was the profit margins for the NBA in 2019. $70 million.
So an 82 game season,
Holy
3-month absent regular, like
Well, hold on, that makes
9
sense,
month
though.
season basically.
that kind of makes sense, though. They're holding so many more events. They
On
have
top of
so
that,
many more stadiums that they have to pay for, so
but-
many more refs, so many more
but
players, so many, you know what I
a
mean?
lot of that profit is also segmented because every stadium is endorsed. You got Ball Arena, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the profit that goes to those arenas is segmented to
These aren't the teams. This is just the NBA.
Just
the National Basketball
the
Association.
NBA as
So that's
an
money that the
organization.
NBA
That's still crazy.
That's money that they made on whatever percentage that they get from ticket sales as the organization, as well as the selling of merch. And
yeah, it's still crazy.
that's about
That's
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
What else does the NBA make that much money off of? Likeness
Yeah,
of players, merch.
Tax, luxury tax goes to the NBA.
True.
And it goes to other teams, though. But the NBA is not like a greedy organization.
No.
They spread
They
the wealth.
I mean, we were literally just talking about Jokic and his $200 million fucking contract. So
Yeah.
they're spreading the wealth.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
300 million profit in a year is wild. That's wild.
More than 4 times what the NBA did at its peak.
Yo,
That's more than 20
Hey.
times what the leading boxing promotion did.
I'll
last
give
year.
it to him, man.
20.
I'll give it to him. Endeavor,
20.
Dana White, the Fertitas, all these, the ones that did
Well,
it. Yo,
That's a big
I'll
mutual
pay ho-
fund of money,
I'll
though.
pay homage to you because wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
As a franchise, that year, the Warriors made $200 million.
Oh, that's good.
That's just income. So that's
that's not profit. Yeah,
Yeah.
that ain't profit.
Yeah, and that was just that year.
380 mil profit is just
Wild.
wild.
crazy.
Again, putting that into context, all organized, like not just MMA. We're talking boxing, MMA, Muay Thai, all organized, like data sports that involve combat that we're aware of that report taxes to their country. Like I don't know what the fuck Russia's doing. They might not have accurate numbers. Whatever. UFC did more than all of them combined.
Yeah, sounds like
Oh.
plus
That's so
the
crazy.
NBA. It sounds like
That's a monopoly. That
That's
is, like, and they're not necessarily a monopoly because there's all these other organizations, but it's like no one.
it's like Kleenex to tissue, bro.
It is fiscally impossible to compete with the UFC.
yeah, bro.
yeah.
Dude, no other organization with MMA has pay-per-views. There's no one even
That
on
does
the path of being.
no one. Yeah, the pay-per-view format does not succeed with other.
There's no one on
organizations.
the.
They just don't have the star power yet.
If this was a NASCAR race, the UFC would be doing fucking rounds on the rounds, and all the other cars would be in their trailers driving.
No, this is
a few states away.
to compare.
Like,
hold on, to compare the
they're driving to
UFC.
the fucking track still.
UFC is like if you compared the UFC to their competitors, you would like. So let's take an NFL analogy, football analogy. You would like, all right, the NFL's biggest competitors probably, let's say, the CFL for money. I don't know that. I'm just saying it. for financial purposes, comparing the UFC to their competitors,
Wow.
to like if you compare that to compare the NFL to CFL, to make that analogy work, you would have to compare the NFL to like Pop Warner. That's how
Fuck.
sparse these numbers are.
This is fun. This is great talk, but we should move on.
All right, well,
Let's get to this card,
this
huh?
fight night.
This
So
fight night card.
it doesn't have a name, or UFC Vegas 74. It's taking place right now.
And
Early prelims started at. Well, actually, never mind. The early prelims start at 4.
So here in an hour, guys. So right after this broadcast,
I've got the card pulled up on my phone.
right after this broadcast, just pull up the fights, guys. So let's run through these. Pull up the odds, Mr. Winston. We're gonna run right through these.
Are we
They
doing
get
the
all these
main
names
card
right
or
here.
The prelims.
We're gonna go through the prelims and then the main card.
We're just gonna shoot.
We're gonna.
through 'em.
I'm not gonna really like kind of touch on the prelims that much because these are a lot of names that I do not know. Some of them I do though. So let's start this with the light heavyweight bout that's starting out the whole card. Philip Lins taking on Maxim Grishin. Maxim Grishin, 32-9. That record's
Damn.
pretty wild for being the first fight on a prelim.
Yeah.
He's taking on Philip Lins, 16-5. What are those odds looking like?
Maxim, whatever you pronounce it, is minus 122. So toss up.
Okay. And you know, it's sometimes when we're talking MMA, never go off a record, guys. I'll say their record, but that's just to give you an idea of their experience. Doesn't mean that a 32-9 guy is going to beat a 16-5 guy. That 16-5 guy can knock this guy out cold. So, you know, and that's a pretty close.
Later in the card, I will mention someone's record disparity because
Ooh,
it's a
okay.
UFC
I like
record.
this.
It's the biggest disparity in fight, like one having way more fight history than the other.
Damon Blackshear fight right after that first fight that I just explained. Bantamweight bout against Luan Lacerda. Luan Lacerda 12-2. We have Damon at 12-5. What are those odds looking like, Winston?
We got Luan at minus 156 and Darman at plus 132.
These are really close odds.
Yeah.
Right after that, we had Elise Reed taking on Jinyu Frey. This is a women's strawweight bout, 6-3 for Elise, and then we have Jinyu Frey 11-8. Now, I want to touch Jinyu Frey coming off of a knockout loss in 40 seconds. I want to say her last bout, 40 seconds and out. Elise Reed, I don't know if she's coming off of a win or a loss, but we have Jinyu Frey at 11-8. Okay, that's when we're talking record now, taking on Elise Reed 6-3. What are those odds?
Jin, we got plus 112, and then Elise, we got minus 132.
Wow. To give me.
So it looks like they should be good fights. Vegas thinks they're going to be good fights.
Good fights, or they just don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? Jamie Malarkey taking on Muhammad Naimov. Naimov at 8-2. Jamie Malarkey, that's a name I know.
Jamie Malarkey is a go-getter.
He is a go-getter. He's a killer be killed. 16-5.
He fights to win, nothing less. So if he's killer be killed.
This is a lightweight bout. We're in the middle of the prelims right now. What are those odds, Mr. Winston?
We got Jamie with a big favorite, minus 460.
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
What is Naimov sitting at?
Naimov is at plus 360.
Wow.
Will this fight go the distance? Yes.
We got Jamie Malarkey with a 4-inch reach advantage.
Yeah. Will it
He's
go
a
the distance?
tall lightweight.
No is minus 240 to not go the distance.
That's pretty good. That's a nice parlay piece, I'd say, huh? John Castaneda taking on Muin Gafurov in the bantamweight division.
That mustache says he's winning.
That must damn. Look at that. That's a beaner mustache if I've ever seen one.
Damn.
And I would
He's
know
winning with that.
because I am in fact a beaner. So
You're the original
I'm the OG.
Spaniard.
I'm the originator, if we could say. Like the Yeah. See, thank you. That was good, dude. I like that.
I picked up what you were putting down.
Right. Hey, look who's back. Andre Arlovski.
Arlovski.
Back in it. Taking on Dontel Mays. Dontel Mays 9-5. Andre Arlovski 34-21.
So, for those who don't know,
contest.
Andre Arlovski was a former UFC heavyweight champ. He made his UFC debut,
beast.
I think, in 2001.
Oh my
It's
god.
2023.
This guy's like the LeBron of UFC.
According to our
That's
homie
good.
Jake, shout out Jake, hope you're doing well. He said that
Love you, Jake.
he said he met Andre Arlovski, total dick, like not very friendly,
Just
not
an
very
asshole,
welcoming.
kind of.
And if one thing that's kind of funny, from years of torment and MMA abuse, he has like a very permanent broken nose. So every time you see Andre Arlovski fight, he's probably mouth breathing.
Yeah.
Shout out Andre Arlovski though.
And he won his last fight.
Yeah.
He's winning. That's the thing. Let's pull up this record.
It's
for
the
Andre.
heavyweight division, bro. You can string together some wins.
This is crazy. His first
He's
fight
relevant.
was in 2000, actually.
I said 2001. I was wrong. That's before the Fertitas bought the UFC.
And he won by submission against Aaron Brink.
Jesus Christ.
Remember Aaron Brink?
No, I don't.
God, dude,
I remember the
that's
Disney
an
Channel movie Brink.
Old fighter. Aaron Brink's an old school cat. All right, Andre Arlovski. He won 2 and lost 1 last year. He got submitted by Marcos Rodrigo de Lima, who is fighting Deryk Lewis soon. And then he won 2 decisions. One against Jake Collier, one against Jared Vandera. Not the deepest competition, especially in the heavyweight division. But, I mean, this is a legend right here. I'm very happy that he's just getting wins. So I really want him to get the win against Dontel Mays. But I don't know if Andre's going to do it because Dontel Mays is a goon. He is coming off of a loss by decision against Augusto Sakai. That was a really good fight. He had a draw in 2022. And in 2021, he got a knockout of Josh Parisian. So he hasn't had a knockout in 2 years. Andre Arlovski hasn't had a knockout in 2 years, at least minimum. So I really don't know what's going to go on in this fight. I'm going to be riding with Andre, though, just because of the legend. What are those odds, Mr. Winston?
For Andre?
Yes.
Both.
We
We got Mays at -134 and Andre at +114.
So he's the underdog. Not too much of an underdog, though.
Shouldn't go
it's
the
like
distance.
a pick 'em. Yeah.
Pick 'em.
Shouldn't go the distance.
Shouldn't go the distance.
Heavyweights under 3 is a pretty assuming bet.
But if we're going off of Mr. Andre's last 2 wins, both of those wins were decisions.
They think it will go the distance. It's -152. So, I mean, it's pretty much a toss-up.
It's a toss-up for that one.
Favored to go the distance.
I love seeing these legends fight. I enjoy talking about their fights and, like, pulling up their old records. And so shout out to the late and great Mr. Andre Arlovski.
Not late. He's not late. He's still here.
I mean, the
great Arlovski.
When
you say the late
past
Arlovski,
his
I know.
prime.
I said, yeah, he's past his prime.
but when you say the late, that implies
Yeah,
he
it
died.
does. Like he's doing good late.
He's about to die tonight.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
How about this? The vibrate and great Andre Arlovski.
Stupid.
You didn't like that?
Ellen DeGeneres.
yeah. Ellen
So,
DeGeneres flow.
Moving on.
Moving on, we got Daniel Santos, 11-2, taking on Johnny Munoz. This is the feature prelim of this card. Let's just get those odds right away.
Santos and Munoz.
Yeah.
Santos, we got -250, and then Munoz, we got +205.
I wonder why that is. Let's see. Mr. Daniel Santos. This is his second fight in the UFC, third fight in the UFC. Lost to Julio Arce this year, April 9th. Or last year, excuse me. And then won via knockout. He knocked out John Castaneda, who's obviously fighting tonight too. Knocked him out cold in the second round. I don't know if it was cold, but he's got a canceled bout. So they were supposed to fight in May, actually. Daniel Santos and Johnny Munoz were supposed to fight in May, got canceled, scheduled to this, so that's probably why he's a favorite, coming off of a knockout. Johnny Munoz, he has been in the UFC for a few years, and he's coming off of 2 losses. So maybe that's what is, we figured it out with the lines. He got knocked out in his last fight. Tony Gravely, or was that his last fight? No, he got knocked out in June last year, and then his last fight, he lost a decision.
Yeah, Vegas does not think it will go the distance. -260.
And I'm assuming that's swinging for Mr. Daniel Santos. What's that odd for Daniel Santos KO?
Daniel Santos KO, we got +125.
That's a very favorable odd for a finish.
Yeah,
for a fighter. So they're kind of riding with Mr. Daniel Santos. I would agree with that. I think Mr. Santos. I mean, it's hard to overcome 2 losses. Usually, like, the odds sway if you're in 2 losses and you're fighting someone who's coming off of a win. You're gonna get that 3rd loss.
looks like Munoz is a submission specialist because that's
shit.
+500.
Whoa,
to win by
okay.
submission.
Well, we might see some ground game from Mr. Munoz. 12-2. Doing the damn thing. Shout out to both of those fighters. That is your feature prelim bout. Let's move on to this main card. This main card is a lot of canceled fights, man. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 canceled fights for this bout.
Holy shit.
But we do
There's still
have
6 on the main card.
and of those canceled, like, they kind of, like, they'll set one and then it cancels and then they set the same one, like, maybe with a different fighter, and then it's canceled again. So
Gotcha.
they count those ones. But let's talk about this main card. We do have a deep main card, just like Dave said, 6 fights. Whoa, these first names, pretty nice, dude.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty crazy. We got this welterweight bout starting out the main card. We got Abubakar Nurmagomedov taking on Eleza Zaleski dos Santos.
That's pretty good, dude.
Not bad.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
I don't
dude.
know
Impressed.
if this is.
Abubakar
I don't know if he's he's a
or Abubakar.
Nurmagomedov. I don't think he's related to.
I don't think
Khabib.
he's related.
'Cause I think
he
it's-
might be.
I think it's Umar and Saeed. One's his cousin, and then one's his brother.
You're right. Maybe Abubakar is in the family somewhere.
It's irrefutable that he trains with them.
Well, you know what? This will tell it. What's the odds?
Abubakar or whatever is minus 112, and then Santos
Nope,
is
he ain't
minus
related.
104.
He ain't related. He would be a minus 500 if he was related.
He
I'm
would.
telling you right
Yeah,
now.
he would.
All right. So what was the line for Mr. Santos?
It's a pick 'em fight.
Pick 'em?
Yeah,
Okay.
minus 104.
Ah, okay.
So
Yeah, pick 'em fight.
They're both minus.
Well, how about Karine Silva versus Ketlin Souza?
I gotta poke fun. So when you see all the fighters' pictures,
Yeah.
you can see their necks and their shoulders, and then like the wall that they're standing in front of, you see nothing but hair.
Yes. Shout out to Silva, Karine Silva.
Nothing but hair.
All hair,
oh
dude.
shit. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
She's
I
all
thought it was
hair.
a black background.
That's just hair.
That's her
Yeah,
hair.
okay.
I hope she comes in with the fattest fro. That'd be so fire. I'm riding. Yeah.
I'm pretty
I got
sure
Karine Silva.
for if their hair is so long or voluminous, they
You have to
tie it up.
tie it up.
braid it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Silva's the favorite, minus 200.
Woo!
And then Souza
Souza. Yeah.
is
Souza.
plus 168.
It's Brazil
okay.
versus Brazil. If I had to assume that there would be a lot of grappling, I think that would be the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. Flyweight bout. Tim Elliott
You already know who I'm going for.
taking on Victor Altamirano. Now, let's talk about this. Flyweight bouts, very known for the under 2.5. So it's a nice pickup maybe for the under 2.5 for this bout.
That could be your parlay.
Yeah, it could be the parlay
Just
piece.
that.
Tim Elliott coming off of a loss, I believe, and coming off of an even bigger loss if we're talking Family Matters. Okay, let's talk about his fight, though. In 2022, Tim Elliott actually won a decision against Tagir Ulanbekov. I am wrong. He is not coming off of a loss. He's coming off of a win. In 2021, he has a loss against Mateus Nicolau, decision. He had a canceled bout, and then he has a win over Jordan Espinoza. So he's 2-1 right now, last 3 fights. But let's talk about his family life right now. Coming off of a divorce with his wife. A big
Are
cheating.
you John Anik right now?
A big cheating. Why?
Because it's hilarious. I can show you a video later where John Anik, he's always just like, yeah, these two fighters are both recovering from narcotics abuse, and the loser is going to relapse tonight. Like,
Damn.
he's like, brought to you by Cocaine Bear, now in theaters.
Now
Like,
in theaters. Yeah.
That's John Anik to a T.
It is, dude. That's so
He'll be like,
funny.
yeah, it's like one of the fighters in tonight's bout is going through a custody disagreement with his significant other, and if he loses and doesn't get a win bonus, he might not be able to afford alimony. Brought to you by Monster Energy. Drink that shit.
Tim Elliott's wife was a very well-known fighter, a legend in the game. Gina, isn't it Gina Mazzano? Or no?
I have no idea.
Let me look up who his wife was, because it's a known fighter, known female fighter.
Well, just as a fan, Tim Elliott, you always bring it. If I'm not mistaken, I think he fights out of Kansas City, or like used to.
Gina Mazzani. So he was married to Gina Mazzani, and it's pretty crazy. So his wife, Gina, cheated on him with his main training partner.
Oh, wow.
And his main training partner was his best man.
Oh, my God.
And held the mic to Gina Mazzani when they got married as Gina was reading their vows to his daughter.
If I'm Tim Elliott, I'm killing that
That's
man.
fucked, huh?
I'd kill him.
That's fucked, huh?
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yo. So
Jesus
Tim
Christ.
Elliott is not only fighting...
He's either going to have...
Tim Elliott isn't only fighting Victor Altamirano. He's fighting
He's got some
every
demons.
motherfucker that portrayed him recently.
But he might... Like, I'm assuming that this has been, like, stewing. This isn't, like, something that just happened. Like, he's probably been knowing...
He's probably been on some shit.
But that
yeah.
being said, he might be fighting with a motivation like unparalleled. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
he
man.
might have so much fucking aggression. He's just like, let's face it, like people fantasize about wanting to like hurt people that wrong them. You can't do that. You can fantasize about it, but if you're a professional fighter, you can exert that aggression in the cage.
Now, this is scary. There's two sides of the coin. If he goes in there too emotional, he might get knocked out.
That's facts.
Because he is fighting somebody in Victor Altamirano, 12-2. I mean, and we're looking at Tim Elliott's record, 19-12. Like, you have as many losses as this guy has wins, and this guy's a new guy. Altamirano,
This is either-
coming off of a decision win versus Vinisca Salvador. And this is the thing. Victor Altamirano has fought 3 times in the past year. So he's got a decision win over Victor Altamirano. Daniel De Silva did knock him out, though, in the first round. But he lost another decision to Carlos Hernandez. So he's actually 1-2. So maybe Tim Elliott.
This is either a Tim Elliott tune-up fight or the coming out party for the other guy.
Exactly. Good way to put it, Mr. Dave. We're going to have to see what happens. I'm really looking – if he wins, I'm really looking forward to that post-fight interview.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. What are those odds, Mr. Winston?
Tim is at a -180, and then Victor's at a +152.
Man, we are at a pick'em card today, huh?
Yeah. Will the fight go the distance? Vegas thinks it does, -220 to go the distance.
Wow.
Still considering that
I can see that because neither of these guys have really gotten finishes as of late. You know?
Seems like they're both submission. Tim Elliott by submission is +550, and then Victor by submission is +700.
Might have a crazy ground bout.
Yeah.
Now, this next bout should have some of the most egregious odds, I would assume, of the entire card.
Yeah.
And I can tell you why. And this is what I...
You read this one off.
So, I don't have his opponent's first name because I just have all the last names. But Jim Miller is fighting Butler. What's his first name? Do you have it in front of you?
Jesse Butler. Sorry.
So the reason I'm mentioning why I think this is going to be like we talked about, don't look at records as indicators of like how fights can go. This is a UFC record for the biggest MMA experience gap between 2 fighters entering the octagon.
Ever.
Jim Miller has 44 more fights than his opponent.
Holy shit.
Jim Miller has the record for the most clocked octagon time, if I'm not mistaken. It's like him and Frankie Edgar go like hand in hand. Jim Miller has the most bouts in UFC history.
35-17, 1 no contest.
Wow.
And this guy is going...
Most of it in the UFC.
Oh yeah, he's been pretty much a lifer. I mean, Jim Miller's brother Dan Miller was a UFC competitor too, so it runs in the family. But no, Jim Miller. I'm assuming I don't have any odds in front of me. I'm assuming because of the the octagon experience / cage experience, this man has he has Khabib's career folded in half twice. Basically, like Khabib only fought like 25 times. Jim Miller has fought in like 50 times, and his opponent is going against a guy who's got like 50 wins, or not 50 wins, 50 bouts to his name.
Oh my.
What are these odds? I have to assume Jim Miller is the dummy favorite.
This is Jesse Butler's first fight in the UFC.
What are they doing?
First fight, never fought in the UFC. First
guess
fight in the
the
UFC.
odds.
Hold on. Before you tell us the odds, I did want to say, to add and ponytail on what you just said, Jim Miller has fought in UFC 100, the pay-per-view, in UFC 200, the pay-per-view, and is looking on to be on the path to fight at UFC 300. Will we see Jim Miller fight UFC 100, 200, and 300? That would be insane. That would be something that would never happen again.
No fighter can
no one can
commit
do
to
that.
Longevity.
That's crazy.
And he's relevant. He's
And
not
relevant.
They're not giving him cans just to make sure he stays winning like Fedor. Like, no offense. He's legitimately going up against
against some
contenders.
good fights,
He's
bro.
making, like, in his mind, you can't convince him he's not going on title runs at times because he'll string together 4 or 5 wins at a time.
He's a wolf amongst wolves. Like, he's
not
fighting the best of the best.
That's not a journeyman at that point. That's like a beast.
And, I say he's fighting the best of the best, but now they have him against somebody who's never fought in the UFC. So
I hope that just he is allowed to see UFC 300. I hope they make that happen.
that would be badass, bro. UFC 100, 200, and 300? All right, Winston, what are those
He said,
odds?
he wanted us to guess.
Oh,
I'm gonna guess.
we're guessing?
Okay,
We're guessing?
so the plus is the favorite, right?
Yes. Or no. Minus is
Minus the favorite. Jim Miller is probably like a minus like 6,000.
6,000.
I don't know.
Holy
I'm
shit.
saying it's egregious.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to say Jim Miller is a minus 190.
190. So he's minus 240.
I thought it would be way worse. I said 6,000 just to like go
Just to be
gung
fun.
ho.
Just to be fun
Just
about
to go,
it, yeah.
But I was like, how can he not? The disparage in octagon time, let alone MMA time, because this is this dude's first time in the octagon. Granted, it's a fight night. It's probably going to be at the Apex Center because it's at Vegas. There's not going to be a bunch of people there. It's not the same like all lights, all eyes on me moment. But still, you could not have cherry picked a more experienced opponent. Legitimately,
I love it, bro. And Jim Miller is probably somebody that'll never see the title.
No,
Who's never been contender
but
to the title, but this is a UFC legend in my
everyone
eyes.
said that about Michael Bisping though.
right?
Michael Bisping
They wrote him off.
He took a short notice call-up fight against a dude he'd already lost to and then just shocked the world.
And then knocked him out cold. It was
I
great.
respect Jim Miller in similar lights to Bisping. Granted, Bisping I think was a more dangerous fighter in peak form than Jim Miller in peak form, but goddamn, I'm so happy to see him continue to fight.
All right, right after that. Oh, well, yeah, you said the odds. Right after that, we have about Alex Caceres getting back in
Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, getting back in that cage. 20-13 taking on Daniel Pineda. 28-14. This is a very experienced fight. What are those odds, Mr. Winston?
We got Alex at -180 and Daniel at +152.
I could see Alex winning it. I see this fight going the distance, though. Unless Daniel Pineda gets a knockout or something.
It says 205 to not go the distance. -205.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Alex is coming off of some knockouts or something. Let's see. Alex Caceres, his last fight, knocked out Julian Erosa, and he lost a decision against Sadiq Yusuf. So, coming off of 1-1, not bad. Let's go back to Mr. Pineda. Pineda's a dog. I know Daniel Pineda's a dog. Won a submission fight against Tucker Lutz in the second round. 2022 had a canceled fight. 2021 had a draw. So, he's kind of treading water, I guess I could say. One draw, one submission. I guess that's not treading water, but, he's got some movement. We'll see what happens in this fight. I know Daniel Pineda, though. He's a dog. He comes to kill or be killed, so I can kind of agree with that -220 now that I think about it. Let's talk about this main event. Kai Kara France getting a nice shot against Amir Albazi. Amir Albazi's only lost one bout, 16-1. When we have Kai Kara France 24-10. Kai Kara France actually was really close to being the title contender.
He lost the interim title.
Lost the interim title to Brandon Moreno.
Body shot.
Body
Vicious.
shot. Oof, Brandon Moreno's a dog. And I'm really excited for this fight. Amir Albazi's a freaking dog if we're talking dogs. 29-year-old. Let's see. He has not fought this year. He knocked out Alessandro Costa, and he submitted Francisco Figueiredo, which is the Davis and Figueiredo's little brother. He's coming off of 2 wins.
This is his biggest step up in competition.
Biggest step up in comp.
This is Kai Kara France's opportunity to get right back in the win column. Because let's face it, like a body shot loss to Brandon Moreno, there's no amount of training that can prevent your body from not reacting that way to a body shot. So that I think he lost 0 brownie points in that fight. He gets back in the win column. Kai Kara France, like I want to see him run that fight back for the real belt. You know what I'm saying? Like I realize that Brandon Moreno's already got his next opponent like announced and whatnot, but Kai Kara France is exciting. He's one of those little dudes who just puts people to sleep. Like remember when Kai Kara France fought Cody Garbrandt?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Cody Garbrandt was like a 1 or 2 year like attempt at professional boxing, and Kai Kara France was like, cool story, bro. I'm gonna knock you the fuck out.
Boom. Bye-bye. And let's talk Amir Albazi more. So he's only lost 1 fight in the UFC. It was via submission in the first round from Malcolm Gordon. That was back in 2020. 2021, we have Amir Albazi winning a decision against Zalgis Zurmagulov. Then we have Amir Albazi getting that knockout and that submission win that I talked about earlier. So he's doing really good in the UFC. He's a killer be killed guy, it seems like. I really see this not going the distance. What is that odd for the not go distance? And then you can read the money lines.
-140.
-140? That's pretty good.
We got Kai at -102 and Amir at -116.
Oh my God, they don't know what is happening in this card at all.
They don't.
This is kind of a better's delight because
This is.
if you have any type of notion on who's going to win and you bet towards that person,
And they win.
the odds are not overwhelmingly favoring anybody.
I'm going to make a crazy parlay.
Yeah. Amir by submission is +300.
Okay.
Kai by TKO or KO +390.
I see those as, if it's going to be a KO, it's probably going to be Kai knocking him out or Albazi's hitting him, wobbling him, and then taking him
Y'all
down.
see the weigh-ins? They were shoving each other at the fucking
Really?
scales.
I didn't see it.
They were shoving each other on the scales.
Yeah, this is going to be a good bout. That's awesome.
Before
I'm happy they got the main event.
Before we make our parlay and get out of here,
Yeah.
I have a tiny little piece of MMA news that's kind of cool. So
Hit it.
Bellator, as we've mentioned previously, has started their lightweight Grand Prix. The first bout of that was Umar taking on Benson Henderson. Benson got TKO'd. We all saw that. Or he got like dropped and then choked or whatever. But one of the bouts that has been announced, it's going to be AJ McKee versus the older Pitbull, who's the former lightweight champ. And that bout is taking place July 30th at the Saitama Super Arena. But the bout that I'm really mentioning that got announced is I don't remember their first name, so forgive me. But you have Horiguchi versus Shinryu for the inaugural Bellator Flyweight Championship.
Nice.
They've
Horiguchi
never-
deserves it.
They've never gone lower than 135. They've never had a 125-pound bout. They don't really have enough 125ers to give a Grand Prix yet. So instead, they're just going to do the inaugural. But Horiguchi was the former bantamweight champ. He lost the belt, or I think he took the belt from. I don't even remember who he took it from, but I know he lost it clearly because he's not the champ anymore. But he was in the Grand Prix that just happened. He did not win. So this is awesome. They're kind of throwing him a bone. Bellator's finally going to 125ers. I like seeing it.
And apparently, we have a little bit more news. Don't know if it's true or not, but apparently Aiden Ross, the streamer himself, leaked a fight announcement. Kamaru Usman will be taking on Khamzat Chimaev in October.
Yeah, that's
October 21st.
that's
apparently,
implied.
Yeah, it's been implied for a little bit, but they didn't have a date with it yet. They didn't really have it set. Apparently, it's happening in October. So
That sounds lit.
that's going to be lit. I don't know who's going to win that fight. I want to say Khamzat, but Kamaru Usman's the champion and was dogging people for a very long time. And if anybody had the skill set to take on Khamzat Chimaev, it would be Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
So we're going to see what happens with that. Let's make this parlay, guys. What are you guys feeling, huh?
I already got my parlay picked up.
Or your leg or what? What do you mean?
Yeah, my leg.
Okay. What's
Yeah.
up? What's up?
So I think I'm gonna go MPJ to make 3 threes.
3 3-pointers for MPJ.
Yep, that's a minus 155. If that's a little too risky for you guys,
No,
we
put
can-
that on.
Yeah, because he made 2 and he shot 11 3-pointers. So I think he's gonna shoot the same amount, maybe a little bit less, but I think he's gonna at least make 3. So that's a pretty good pickup. I would pick up that for your parlays if you got some. I looked up Jokic averaging a triple-double for the finals. I put about $5 on that, and that's sitting at minus 150.
Nice.
So
It's a good pickup.
Yeah,
It'd have been nice to get that at plus money.
right. Okay, it's actually plus 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
So exactly
That's
plus money.
a great bet.
Yeah.
That's a great bet.
Yeah, so bet $5, win $5. You get $10 total. So, would recommend that.
Let's see. NBA. Denver Nuggets. Let me go to MPJ. 3 threes, right? Made 3+ made threes. Michael Porter Jr., right?
Yeah, 3
minus
threes.
151.
Yep.
Yeah, minus 155. Never mind.
Yep.
All right, so I got mine. How about you, Dave? Do you know your leg?
I was thinking the Jim Miller bout not going the distance.
Ooh, that's good.
But that not going the distance on Barstool is at a minus 265.
Let me look it up right here real quick.
That's pretty good.
That's a good. Yeah, that's great for a parlay.
That's good for parlay. Yeah.
Then throw that hitter on there.
Mine was a little too risky.
Jim Miller
His is more risk,
versus Jesse Butler not going the distance, just because I assume someone's going to get beat. I also assume Jim Miller will win that, but regardless, not going the distance, minus 265.
Where is it? Is Jim Miller on the?
I have it right
You
here.
have to
Is
go
he on
to
the main event?
Yeah, it's on the main card.
You have to go to UFC for FanDuel.
UFC fights.
Yeah, and I couldn't look at
It would
to
be-
go the distance or not, so you may not be able to make that. But
Yeah, I had to click on the bout and then click other bets. So
yeah, on
Can't make
FanDuel
it.
it's not working.
Well,
for some reason.
I can try to make the on here. I'll add that.
You want us to do straight Jim Miller straight up?
Yeah, just pick up
You can, I guess. That's
because
about
it's the same odd. It's the
minus
same
250. Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well.
We'll just do it for the math.
240 on here.
Let's just do it.
We're
for
gonna
the
do it
math.
for the math, but the real parlay bet is it not going the distance because I think that's
Okay.
more of a gimme than guaranteeing
For sure.
the win.
For
Yeah.
sure. And that is minus 240. So it's either, saying it one more time for you guys, you're either going to be picking up Jim Miller or you're going to be picking up Jim Miller, Jesse Butler, not going the distance. About the same odd. All right. So we got that leg in, and I'm going to be picking. Ooh, I don't know, man. It's kind of it's a better's card, but not for a parlay.
Do your
'Cause you have no idea what's going to happen. Like,
Tim Elliott flyweight's under 2.5.
you're right. This guy's fucking.
That's a
thinking.
plus though.
Is it?
It's not favored to happen.
Oh yeah, it's not. They're favored to go the distance.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the Arlovsky bout then.
Is
That's
there another?
heavyweights.
There's another featherweight, or there's another flyweight fight on there, isn't there? Because flyweights always go under 2.5, bro. They do.
There's a
So if there's another
bantamweight in the
flyweight-
prelims, but that's probably one of the first fights.
Oh,
that's
it's a
gonna take
women's
place.
flyweight.
Not the same.
2 women's flyweight. Definitely not the same. Sorry, ladies, but it's not the same.
How do you feel about the co-main Bruce Leroy versus Pineda? That has I feel like that has a
that has finish all over it.
I mean,
But honestly, I've seen Alex do a lot of decisions, man. He's been in a lot of decision fights. You know what?
It's hard to say.
I think I'm going to do Kaikar France Albazi not going the distance. Minus 140. We're doing it. So we're going to do Kaikar France and Amir Albazi not going the distance. Minus 140. This is more of a super parlay from us. Well, no, it's still a favorites parlay. I'm tripping. Plus 299. We have Michael Porter Jr. to make 3 3-pointers tonight against the Miami Heat. We have Jim Miller to get the win money line tonight, or for that bout to not go the distance. It's the same odd, so you could pick up either or. Or Kaikar France, Amir Albazi not going the distance, minus 140. We have plus 299. If you bet $10, you will win $29.95. If you bet $5, you're going to win $14.98. So do that shit. All right, that's been our parlay. Any notable bets? I know you had Jokic triple-double.
Yeah, Jokic triple-double to average for the finals. That's minus 135. I mean, MPJ having 3 threes, I think that's a great parlay pickup. Jokic having a triple-double probably going to happen. Nuggets 4-0 and Nuggets 4-1.
I'd say Jimmy Butler under 25.
I think under 25.
Maybe go a little higher than that then. Maybe under
I
27.
Yeah, that's what I did last game. Caleb Martin under 20 points for sure.
For sure.
I don't think he's going to have a whole lot of confidence.
Caleb Struss, I might want to put a leg for him for 6 points because, he was missing a lot last game, but that's a good parlay pick too.
Yeah.
Any parlay legs that you think are notable this week, Dave?
No.
Other than the ones that we made on ours?
Nothing really jumping out to me. I would
Nothing
just
crazy?
think if you want to add a gimme to any parlay, put Jokic double-double. Because
yeah.
he's bound for
that's probably
the real bet.
600.
The real bet is him making a triple-double, but to assume that he doesn't get 10 points, boards, or assists on any game throughout probably the rest of his healthy career is a far cry.
Yeah.
So throw that in your parlay if you can't already.
I like it. This has been Sport Champs. Rick G. A lot of stuff happening. Like I said, performing at the State Fair in August. Also performing for Montana of 300 August 19th at Classic Q's. Be on the lookout for my July. Damn, that was a nice ring, Dave.
Hey, that's what the Nuggets are finna get.
Yeah, we're about to get a ring. That ring was for the Nuggets. Nuggets and fo like Wendy's. I'm also probably going to be performing in July. I'm waiting for the word on that. Hopefully it happens. If it don't happen, then whatever. But other than that, new house song has dropped everywhere. So if you guys like EDM, check that out in the link below. Other than that, June 23rd, new music video drops. So be on the lookout for that. Rick G, I'm out. It's my man Dave right here. You have anything to announce, Dave? Winston?
Next 2 weeks, tune in. We got UFC 289 next weekend. We'll talk about that. And then the weekend after that, we have that big Bellator card with Vadim Nemkov taking on Yoel Romero.
Yoel, dude. I love Yoel Romero. All right, that's been it, y'all. We're out. Peace.
What's up, guys? We just hit 1,500 subs. We're trying to make it 2,000. Help us out and hit that subscribe.